All right, sorry we're late to the party, guys.
Yeah, we tried to figure this thing out on the computer, and for some reason it's not accessing the camera, so we had to go live on our phone. Hopefully this will work out. Let me see if I can prop this thing up somehow.
Oh,
We'll do the best we
I'll move
can for you
over.
guys. Now we just have to wait for people to go in the chat. I hope it's live.
We have to figure out what's going on with our computer here. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It's not recognizing the video or the mic for some reason. It's really odd. So figure this out.
Yeah, we clicked on the go live, and for some reason it wouldn't access the camera. So I don't know what's going on with that. So I said, you know what, let's just try the cell phone. So here we are.
Hi, Jim.
Hey Jim, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in, brother.
Oh, Doug.
Doug from
how
Eden.
Are you?
Doug, how are you?
Again, for you guys that are just joining us, we're sorry we're late. We're new to this, so
Yeah.
Trial and error tonight.
Yeah, first live and didn't go so hot.
Well, we're human.
Would not miss this.
Oh, thanks, Doug.
Doug, you're the best. Did you end up rebuilding that 18 horsepower engine, Doug? Hello from Canton, Mass. Well, that's close. How are you? How you doing? Bear with us, guys. When we read your comments, it's coming up like very small on the phone.
I'm glad we were able to get on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. The good old Mac computer's not being our friend tonight. Not yet. Hoping to finish the season first. Yeah, I hear you on that. Doug, I got a surprise coming your way. You're going to like the surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I think you'll like it. So, we want to say thank you to everybody. We've almost hit 1,000 subs. And, man, what a journey it's been so far. It's been awesome communicating with all of you. And we just want to say that we really appreciate you guys tuning into our channel. Thank you so much from the both of us.
Thank you guys very much.
Yeah. We do this as a hobby, you know. It's something that we both enjoy doing, and we're still learning how to do things along the way. Not doing bad, just getting off to work, wrapped up in a boiler install late. Oh, okay. What company you work for? So right now, how many people? We got 8 people in the chat. Well, it's more than I expected. Hello, young man and lady from Putnam County, Georgia. Wow.
Thank you for joining us, Robert.
Yeah, Robert. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope all's well out there. Did Georgia get hit by the hurricane?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Oh. Robert, did you get hit by that hurricane?
They very well could have, but I'm not sure.
It's so funny, like when the comments come in, they're so small, I can barely read them because it's on the phone.
So we're going to wait a couple more minutes to see if we get a few more people to join us in the live chat, and then we'll start talking about our pink Walker mower and the name we've chosen for it.
Yeah.
And then any questions that you guys have for us.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of questions on how I converted the EFI to carburetor on that mower. So I'll share with you briefly during the video, during the live stream, how I did it. I was just helping a buddy of mine. Oh, good. That's good, Jack. Good. Glad you're staying busy. You know, it's always good to stay busy, especially in this economy that we got going on here. I enjoy watching you all. Jim, we really appreciate you tuning in, man.
Absolutely.
We love your comments. We love your comments. It's awesome to have you guys comment on the videos. You guys are always great, showing us a lot of love. Keeps inspiring us to make videos because, believe it or not, it's not easy. Open up stream on another device to read comments. Make sure you turn volume down or you'll get an echo. Life hacks. All right, dog. Thanks for that information. I didn't get that. What was that last comment? I didn't get that.
I missed it. That sounds like a great idea. Why don't you... Can we, even though we can't go live on the computer since we're having trouble with that, can you open... why don't you see if you can open it up on live stream on the computer?
Nice to see local guys growing up, my friends.
Hey, Jason!
Jason, how you doing?
So nice to meet you the other day. It's an honor.
How'd you make out with that mower? So I met Jason yesterday. He's out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I'm actually wearing his hat right now. He's a great guy. And he watches the channel. And it's so nice to meet people, especially that are watching the channel and stuff. And, there's a lot of good people out there. All right, so... Okay, so I'm going to...
I got to turn the volume off.
Doug, I'm going to do what you said here, and I'm going to turn this volume down.
We are totally new to this, guys. So thank you for bearing with us on this. We appreciate your patience.
It's going to be weird seeing us on the big monitor here. We'll see if it'll... Okay. I don't really care about seeing us. Oh, we're not going to see us because our camera's not working.
Right. Hi, Lawn Boy. Thank you for joining us.
There he is. There's the Lawn Boy. All right. So, Robert, I finally saw your comment. All right. I'm glad Ian didn't hit you. Very glad Ian didn't hit you. My parents live in Edgewater, Florida. And, they got hit pretty good. Nothing catastrophic, but Florida got hit real hard, obviously. I think it was the switch on the seat. I think I fixed it, not for sure. Okay, good. Yeah, so Jason's mower was dying. It was cutting. His walker mower was cutting in and out as he would go full speed on the walker. So I told him it's obviously a seat switch or the hydro switch. The switch on the hydros. Those things always fail. That is the number one reason why I bypass all of the sensors on my machines, because who wants to deal with that, I don't want to be out mowing and have the mower turn off over a ridiculous sensor. So yeah, I unplugged mine. I don't even run them.
So Brandon's parents are on the live tonight, but they're kind of new to the whole YouTube thing. We want to give a shout out to you guys out in Florida.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
They're texting us some questions because they're not sure how to join the live chat. So I might throw some of them in and out. Brandon, your dad wants to know if we're thinking about possibly putting a snowplow blade on one of our walkers to do with the driveways.
Oh, Doug from Eden Lawn says, hi, Mom and Dad. So the dozer blade for the walker, no. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to tow the trailer around when I plow. I don't have commercial accounts, so it's not like I can just keep the walker planted in the same spot and just plow sidewalks with it. So no, I won't be putting the dozer blade on the walker as of yet. Sensors are overrated. Yeah, Lawn Boy, you got it, man. I disable them. Get them out right away. We don't have time for sensor failures. Thank you so much for the help. Jason says, nice hat. Jason, I'm proud to wear this hat. I was honored to get this hat from you. I really appreciated your generosity. And, guys, we're always going to be a YouTube channel that's going to think of you all like family. If you want to send us hats or shirts or anything like that you want us to wear, or you want to shout out on our channel, we'd be glad to do so for every one of our subscribers.
Absolutely.
We're not one of those channels that's going to blow you off and not listen to you and leave you hanging. So
no, this is what we're all about.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Grasshopper Lawn Care from Wisconsin, right? Grasshopper, if I got that wrong, I'm sorry, but I think it's Wisconsin. How you doing? Oh, we got people from all over in here. How many people are in the chat? Let's see, 17.
Yep.
17 in the chat. Guys, I didn't know what to expect when we were first going live today. I didn't know if we were going to get anybody in the chat. So I forewarned Renee. Don't be surprised if we don't get anybody, you know, because we're small. We're a small channel.
I do get camera shy sometimes, guys, and you wouldn't know it when we're filming the videos, but I know that those videos that if I get shy, it's not going live, so I'm like okay about it. So I don't know if I was more anxious tonight about going live and having people watch us, or if we were gonna show up and have nobody here. So I told Brandon, I'm like, I don't know how to take this.
Jack says if sensors didn't exist, it'd be a lot easier a lot of time. Yeah, Jack, I couldn't agree more. That's why every machine of mine, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Seat switches are common in these machines. That's the first thing that's... I just, like I said, when I rewire a walker, I don't even plug them in. I just leave them out. Laura's not very fond of the camera either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, I hear you on that. I'm not fond of the camera. I think every one of us is camera shy to a point, you know? Especially when you're newbies. You know, you don't know what to expect. And when you know what you want to say before you go on the camera, but as soon as you go on the camera, you kind of like, sometimes you fumble.
Jason, yes, we do. Jason's question, do you guys have a name for the pink walker? We do. We're going to be announcing that within the next few minutes.
Yeah.
I think you want to tell them now, or?
No, you tell them in a few minutes.
All right.
We're going to try to, hopefully, more people will come in the chat, okay?
All right,
we're
so
hoping.
Let's see.
Fingers crossed here.
8:51. We'll give it to... What time you want to give it till we announce the name?
I don't know. No, 10 minutes maybe? 10, 15
we'll
minutes.
announce it at 9.
Let's get some questions coming here. Let's get some good questions coming. Technical, walker stuff, right stander stuff, or anything. Ask me something. I want to answer some questions.
All right, we have another comment coming in through text. Again, Brandon's family from Florida joining us on the live, but not sure how to join the live chat. So Brandon's brother asks, when are you planning on adding a John Deere to your fleet?
Well, the John Deeres, the newer ones, are built by Wright, the standards. So, I mean, I kind of already have one if you want to get technical. Let me go back to a few people here where I haven't read. Grasshopper says, love the how-to vids. Want to tear apart some grandstands? He's referring to a Toro grandstand. Yeah, sure, why not?
Absolutely. We're willing to try anything that we haven't done. That's how we learn, guys. So,
in my opinion, it's a lawnmower, guys. You know, the newer ones are over-engineered, in my opinion, but it's still a lawnmower, you know. Jason says, text me the name and I will send you some vinyl stickers. Okay, sure.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And Jason, I stand firm on if you can't fix your mower, just bring it by my house. I'll fix it for you. It's just a sensor. Eden Lawn Services. We're kind of winging our vids, and it shows. Takes so long to make good vids. Yeah, but Doug, you make great videos.
Oh
Me and my wife watch your videos every night. It was funny. I watched your one on the Super Bee, and brought back memories when I had mine. That's a huge mower. But yeah, the only reason why I sold mine is because it was like 8 feet long. It took up most of my trailer space at the time. So, and it was way too fast and way too big for the properties I had. But you having big properties, that thing's a beast, absolute beast. Andrew D, did you guys end up making it to GIE? Good question. No, we did not. I'll be quite honest with you. We didn't have a very good season this year, and it really wasn't in the budget to do so. We wanted to go, and believe me, it really tore us apart to not go. But, you know, it's tough times, guys. You know, you got a budget, and we got winter coming up, so you know we got to make smart decisions. Maybe next year. I hope
so.
Hopefully next year we'll get there. Jay, what's up, Jay? How you doing? You guys are doing great. Keep up the good job. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm so proud of you guys. And I was worried that the pink mower wasn't going to be worth the rebuild. So, we were worried about that too.
Mm-hmm.
you know, we flirted with the idea of just keeping it, like just me powder coating it the genuine Walker paint, the color that I usually do. But you know, Renee had asked for a mower that was going to be different and stand out.
Happy wife, happy life. I'm just kidding. I'm not like that, but
so
I really wanted it to be pink.
She came up with the idea to paint it pink, and at first I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
He thought I was absolutely nuts. And then I told him my reason behind it. And I said, it's October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I really want to do this pink. And that's how this all came to be. And then he's like, you know what? This is a great idea.
Yeah.
And I got him on board with it. So this was such a fun project. Because generally what happens is Brandon will bring home different stuff or be working on our stuff. And it's usually generally Brandon working on the stuff. And I do ask him questions like, how do you do this? How do you do that? But this was a mower that I told him, I'm going to partake in this. We're going to do it together. And we both really did. And I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
And Rome really wasn't built in a day. I still have a lot to learn. But my look on it is if you're in this business, you need to know how certain things go, and that way there, if I'm not necessarily wrenching on the machines all the time like Brandon is, at least I can communicate with him of, listen, this is going on, that's going on. And it does make it that much easier in our business that I know some of the terminology of the stuff and tell him when like a machine's not running right. He doesn't always listen, but like something will happen. I'll be like, I told you that like 3 days ago. And he's like, ah. And he comes around, but
she'll say, oh, the machine doesn't sound like it's running right. I'm like, it's fine.
He goes,
just cut the grass.
Yeah, it's going good. And then I'm not
all right,
sure.
we got a ton of comments coming in.
We make it work.
The main thing I was so happy about was that she brought home a Walker. You know, at first when I saw this basket case hunk of junk sitting in front of me, I was like, that thing belonged on the side of the road. That's why I was there, you know. But I'm like, you know, she showed the initiative because I'll be honest, when I first got into landscaping, I hated those Walkers. The big boxy box on the back. You look kind of funny driving them. I thought they were, quite honestly, they were goofy looking. But then as I started to expand my knowledge a little bit and understand the mower more and see the quality that it produces, I started to open up to it. But I was stubborn at first, but I was so happy when Renee wanted to have her own Walker because I was like, all right.
Yeah. Even with all these Walkers that he was building, like really only up until probably like a good month or two before I brought home the Walker rebuild, I hadn't come around to them. I was like dead set against them. I'm like, Brandon, I don't know. They're just too slow for me. And that's why I like my right stander because I can go zipping around on it. But this machine, this one is just super fast compared to our other one, Brandon's mower. And
so
it's great.
So my mower, the one that you guys saw me restore last winter, it has a 23 horse engine in it. And the new one that me and Renee built together has 26 horse. And I really do think that 3 horsepower makes a difference. It's not as it just mows through tall grass better. It seems to suck up things a lot better. And it's not I don't think it's the blade tip speed. I think it just has more torque at the blades itself because the engine's putting out more torque. The RPM should be the same as the 23 horsepower that I have. I set it for 3750 with no load on it, but you know.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, Brandon, because we weren't prepared to go
we
live on our phone. We were planning on doing the computer, but those of us that are just joining us, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with our computer. So we're going live on our phone, and I don't think that you have 100% charge on that. So I'm going to go get a charger really quick, and I'll be back.
And that'll give me a minute to answer these comments. So, all right, guys, bear with me for a minute. Cityscapes, what's happening? How you doing, man? I think you're down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. How you holding up? Jason Gonzalez, yes, we're ready for Lee's. We're more than ready. We're set up and we're ready to go. Actually, I thought the other day my leaf loader crapped down on me, but luckily it didn't. Jim, do you think the X Blades are doing okay? Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're awesome. You know, they're not incredible. You can still clog the machine, but yeah, it does save time on dumping. It pulverizes things a lot better, and you're able to get more material inside of the hopper. But yeah, I ended up buying mine on the Walker forum because Versamo, for some reason, hasn't had blades in well over a year. I don't know if they're going under or what happened, but I ended up resorting to the Walker forum to get mine. I bought them off of somebody that had them. Eden Lawn Services, only a real man can wear pink. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm even driving a pink mower now, so things are changing around here. Let's see. Lawn Boy, I was out mowing today with the Walker B with the mulch deck. I'm thinking I'll have to get the Walker T out and start bagging. Leaves are starting to really come down. That makes the day longer. Yeah, which mulch deck are you running, Lawn Boy? I have the DM48. It's a good deck. It's not very good in tall, wet grass, but for daily mowing and maintenance, it's excellent, in my opinion. Jay, Renee, no more off-the-cuff purchases unless it's to buy a peach cobbler. Hang on a second, guys. I just gotta plug this thing in here. Okay, I think we're good here. Bear with me. Okay. Cityscapes. So when you get to $9.99, I will unsubscribe, then subscribe, just so we can all see that 1,000 over and over and over. Yeah, we're really close to 1,000 subscribers. You guys are great.
We're really, really excited for this. So I told Brandon, I'm
Yeah.
like, that would be awesome if we hit 1,000 when we're live.
Took us almost a year to get there. Maybe over a year, a little over a year.
We started last year in July, I think it was.
Yeah.
July or August. So a little over a year now.
Cotham's Landscaping. He's out of Easton, Mass. He's actually right down the road from us. He's a great guy. What's happening? What's up, guys? Love the videos and appreciate all the help. The new Walker looks mint. Amazing detail. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We see your work out there. You're doing some really, really great work. Keep it up. Keep it up. I hope you kill it out there. Based off what I'm seeing, you are killing it out there.
Oh my
so
gosh,
that's good.
yes.
I have a Walker I'm interested in getting. I think he meant to say painted, but he wrote planted. This winter, would that be something you'd be interested in? Yeah, sure. I usually sandblast everything prior to painting, so you get good adhesion. Jason, the mower stands out big time. Looks amazing. Thank you.
Thank you,
so much.
Jason.
Miller says, howdy, everyone's. Howdy, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Jason says, nothing cuts like a Walker. They are a pain. Something about when they work, they do an excellent job. Yeah, they do an excellent job. They can be a pain. They are a lot of moving parts in a Walker, but as long as you take care of it, it's just like anything else, you know? You're buying the Rolls Royce of lawnmowers when you buy a Walker mower. Eden Lawn Services says, I ran the Walker B some today, but mostly my Skag with the bagger. The leaves are falling. How are you liking that? I've used them before, and I seem to get a lot of turbulence underneath the deck, even while running a low lift blade. And Doug, also tell me in the comments, do you get covered in debris with the bagger stick right on the side of you? That seems to be a problem with them standards when they had the bagging units on there. They put them right on the side of the operator. So when you get into the leaves, you get covered in dust. Did you pick the name for the Walker mower? Miller said, yeah, we'll let you know in a few minutes on that. Jay Pipkin says, the turtle. Miller says, can I get a decal? Sure. Absolutely. Lawn Boy, DM52. I really like it. Yeah, the 52 is awesome. I use the 48. It's just what I happen to find. They're very rare up north here. Not a lot of people use them, but I like them. It's a lot better than bagging grass. Let's see. Cityscapes. If you're not subscribed, do it now so we can see the 1,000 subscriber live.
Woo!
You're the best, man. Thank
you so much.
Thanks for all the love. Jay says, I got to go. So happy for you guys. Take care. I think you guys are awesome. Jay, you're the best.
Jay, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank you
tuning
for
in.
joining us tonight.
Thanks for all the comments you leave us, too. We really appreciate it. Oh, that was our dogs, in case you guys had. We got 4 dogs, so. Rob says, I've been running Bad Boy mowers for the last 7 years. Great mowers. Yeah, they run a lot of those down south. My parents live in Florida, and every time I go visit them, I see all the Bad Boys out there. They look like a pretty decent machine. I've never ran one, and I don't really know much about them, but they seem to be holding up well. Jim says, I'm retired, but enjoy watching all of you lawn care guys. Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. We love your comments, Jim.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
The way we started in the our lawn care journey was watching various lawn care channels. And, that built up our confidence to go in there and quit our full-time jobs and try doing it on our own. And it's been a great journey ever since. Grasshopper says, thoughts about the 72-inch grandstand? Well, it's a massive mower. Yeah, you're cutting a lot of big properties. Does the properties warranty it, or warrant it, I should say? That's a massive deck. If you got the properties, you're cutting tons of big ones. Yeah, why not? I can email my address. Thank you, Miller says. Okay,
yes,
yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. Actually, I was going to announce that tonight on live. Any of our subscribers that would like us to send them some stickers and a couple other things that we have that we planned on sending, feel free to send us your mailing address, and we will send you some stuff.
Yep.
You can email the mailing address. The addresses to us.
Yep.
Our email is burnslawn@yahoo.com.
Yep. You want to read the next one, Ben?
Let's see.
It's Cody.
Hello from Minnesota. Hi, Cody.
Grasshopper Lawn Care says, sticker swap, happy to throw in a hat or a shirt. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
definitely.
like we said earlier in the live, guys, if you want us to wear any of your apparel during a video, no problem. We'll just message us. We'll send you the address, and you can send it our way. I take a big kid size. I'm a 2X shirt. And Renee's a medium.
Yes. Thank you.
Eden. I run Gator G5s with the bagging unit. Yep, Gator blades. And I get minimal amount of deck blowout. It's just it's the leaves that are really dry and light. I throttle it down just a hair. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the leaves here are always heavy because we have very dewy mornings. And they're always soaked during leaf season for the most part. They usually never dry. That's what really got my gears turning on the X blades for the walker, because I was clogging all the time. All it would take was go just a little too fast, or go into a pile a little too heavy, or get a little stick, run over a stick, and it'll clog that thing up, and then it makes a mess. It makes a mess. I clog a lot less often with the Versamo on there.
Yeah. Although, like I had mentioned in our last couple of videos, with the regular blades on the pink mower, knock on wood, it hasn't been clogging, although we do have the Versamo kit on that now, but
yeah, I'm
not sure what it is. We haven't quite figured it out. It's a mystery, but we're going to stop questioning it because we're enjoying it.
I think it sounds like a helicopter with them X blades on there, though. What do you guys do when the season's over? I'll let you answer that one.
We plow snow. And I was helping Brandon last year, but I told Brandon, I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm going to work behind the scenes this winter, doing all the billing, phone calls, scheduling. But as far as plowing snow, not for me this year. I did it last year, and it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
I do the landscape, and I can stick with it, but plowing the snow is not for me. So it's part of the business. We do it, and Brandon does a fantastic job at it. But I'm just I don't know. I'm just not built for it. I guess it was tough for me last year. Just to be honest with you. So
I'll let you guys
we
know
muscled through.
where I stand on snow is it's part of the job. We do it because our customers want a full service lawn care company. They want to just be able to hire one company for everything. I normally don't mind plowing, but I will say the last year during the blizzard was quite the nightmare. It made me definitely second guess, question whether I wanted to do plowing anymore. We were out for 3 days straight. It was dangerous, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Buried the truck, broke the power steering pump. Almost crashed several times. When we're out there plowing, the roads aren't plowed, so we're driving from destination to destination. It can get hairy out there, and yeah, that's where we were at last year. By the time I got done paying my help fixing the truck, we didn't make any money, and sometimes that happens, but that's where I stand on plowing. If it's a small storm, no problem. I'm like,
Yeah, small storms are
yeah,
great.
but when
It's
there's
just the
a
big
blizzard,
ones, just
it was coming
very
down.
overwhelming.
It was very overwhelming. We had a lot of. How many driveways did we plow? 50, 60?
Last year it was about 50.
So we plowed about 50
and
driveways.
It was very stressful.
50 driveways during the blizzard. And man, it was coming down so heavy that I just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And we had 2 trucks running. And I hired a plow driver and a shoveler. And it was me and Renee out there in our truck.
Yeah.
And it was just scary. It was very scary out there.
It became tough because we were kind of running behind.
Yeah.
And it was.
You try to up the tempo.
Much.
You try to up the tempo, but then you got to talk to yourself and be like, my safety's more important than plowing a driveway. So
yeah.
You got to constantly be in touch with what the truck's doing, what the snow's doing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on plowing. It's part of the job. Let's see.
I'm in Florida below the frost line, so we mow all year.
Nice.
That's
Lucky
awesome.
Lucky you. Lucky you.
Are you guys coffee drinkers? What's your best coffee? We are coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
I made a nice warm cup before we went live.
Yeah.
Lately we have been buying, I'm not sure what this is. This is a Colombian blend. I like to try all different types of coffees. And Brandon is a coffee drinker, but not as much of he's not as experimenting with his coffees like I am. I'll try any type of coffee. And so right now I'm drinking a peppermint mocha coffee.
Yeah.
And I told Brandon the other day, I'm like, you have to try this coffee. And he goes, oh, I already did. I don't need another cup of that. I don't like that at all.
There's this one drink that
Brandon's
she gets
very
from
plain Jane with his coffee.
There's this one drink she gets from Starbucks. I gotta have her order it because I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh, we went into Starbucks the other day actually, and Brandon's like, so what is that drink that we order? And I started with venti, and he goes, you need to come order this.
I'm out.
There's a special way. I mean, I usually say large, but
I can't call a large iced coffee a venti. It just something doesn't seem right about that. So I told her, I'm out. You're gonna have to order that one. But mainly I drink a lot of hot chocolate. I'm a big hot chocolate guy. I like my hot chocolate, especially in the morning. Lawn Boy says necessary evil, that snow.
Yeah.
It can be. You can get the best of you if you're not paying attention. S. Lazada says, hello everyone. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing? Jason Gonzalez. Old guy told me snow money, it's blood money. And he was not joking. Yeah.
No big fan of snow too. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's blood money. Keep your prices high. Keep your prices high. We get a lot of calls. Yeah, well, somebody can plow my driveway for $50. It won't be us.
No.
I don't drop the plow for anything under $75 minimum. Minimum. Just it's not worth it. Not worth it. Because you get a lot of people out there that aren't even insured. That's kind of scary. Eden says, We don't do snow. We get 3 months off and travel to warm parts of the U.S.
Oh, lucky you guys.
Doug, I am so jealous of you. We tried last year. We went and saw
did.
my parents in Florida and had to rush home because of the
Yes.
blizzard.
Yep. All of a sudden, Brandon's parents went out for lunch and they came back, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, guys. Duty calls, and they're like, what? And I'm like, we gotta go. We're leaving tomorrow morning. You know, I said we gotta pack up the kids and we gotta head back. We have a snowstorm coming.
Yep.
And it was literally projected for 3 feet, and that's what we got, 3 feet.
Plus, we got COVID. We got COVID
Yes,
on
we
the way
did.
back.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was not fun.
So, let me see.
So we are at Little's Lawn Care now. Little's Lawn Care. Hi, everyone. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Eden says,
I used to own an espresso shop, and I drink black coffee. Awesome. I love espresso.
If you guys haven't checked out Eden Lawn Services yet, they have a phenomenal
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Head on over to their channel, please.
They're a husband and wife team, just like us. And awesome channel.
A lot of shop videos and how-tos as well.
Yeah. Doug, I've talked with Doug a little bit. He's very smart. And he's been doing a lot of shop videos, which is my favorite, Doug. Just an FYI, your shop vids are my favorite. But great channel. Awesome channel. Great people. Jamie says, hello, everybody. When did you guys start your business? That's a great question. Renee, you want to answer that one?
April of 2020.
April of 2020.
So, and we've come pretty far in that short time.
Yeah, so I'll give you the quick rundown. So it's not a lengthy story, but I worked for a government contractor for 10 years. And what happened is, for the last 3 years of my career there, I tried to get in management. And I was being overlooked for managerial positions constantly, even though I felt like I was qualified. I had been an assistant supervisor for 3 years at that company. And they kept hiring friends and family over promoting me. So it kind of gave me a sour taste in my mouth, and I decided to part ways with the company and start our lawn care journey. For a while, I was watching a lot of YouTube lawn care channels, like Brian's Lawn Maintenance, Spencer Lawn Care, all the big ones that everybody watches. And, I was inspired. I wanted to work on my own lawn. And when I started working on my own lawn, I really got into it, especially like the lawn striping. I always love the manicured finish, the big, bold lawn stripes that got my attention. And Renee ended up getting pregnant with our first child, and she was out of work. Renee was a hairdresser. And so to supplement the income loss, I put an ad in the paper to mow lawns. I never thought it would take off.
He was working his daytime job 5 days a week and then mowing 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we kind of started seeing this line here where we were like, okay, we have the clientele now to be able to take this business to a jump. And once we started seeing that happen, is when we were like, okay, it's time to make that move now. This here is going to take off more than Brandon working full time. And it did take some planning and stuff like with that, because Brandon, out of the two of us, tends to be more of the impatient one. So he's like, as the business was growing, he's like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? And I'm like, you need to hold on a little bit longer, please. And eventually we got there, and I was a hairdresser for 10 years, and I loved what I did. But Brandon needed my help, and I think it works out great because we both know what's going on within the business, and it's been great. It's been great so far.
Yeah, I tried very hard at the last company. I mean, they were even sending me to different states to work on equipment. They liked the way I handled the tools, and they appreciated, the knowledge that I had from working there over time. But, I kept getting overpassed for a managerial position, and it put a sour taste in my mouth. And I said, you know what? Well, I'm going to go work for myself. I come from a family that most of them are all self-employed. They all had their own businesses.
Yep.
So I was a little skeptical at first about diving into it, but I have no regrets. I have no regrets at all. It's not easy. It's tough. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes it's really bad. But I have no regrets at all. I kind of kicked myself in the butt a little bit for wasting 10 years of my life at a company that didn't care about me, but it's a lesson learned, Anyways, glad I did it. Let's see. So, Jamie, yeah, that was a great question, by the way. Rob says, my minimum for a driveway is $35 per push here in Wisconsin. Well, I mean, geographical locations vary, what the prices are. Here in Massachusetts, everything's sky high. Sky high. Everything is sky high. It's expensive to live here. Everything's expensive. So $75 for us is not a lot of money where we live.
Maybe I should raise them or move by you. Come on, we love more friends up here.
Yeah. I don't know. Taxachusetts. That's what we live in.
It's true.
Cityscapes. I'm 64 years
old and have never seen snow. You are one lucky cookie.
Lucky you.
Eden Lawn Services. Laura quit her job to come work at the business when we were part-time. I quit my job after we hit 70 weekly clients. That was a ton to do part-time. I can only imagine. That is a lot.
We're up to, what do we have, like 75 clients right now?
75.
We have 75 clients right now, and it's tough for the both of us to handle that, especially during the spring. The spring rush is like, holy cow, you can get overwhelmed quick because the phone rings off the hook. The phone rings off the hook, and then you're trying to schedule work and be careful that you don't overschedule yourself because that could be terrible.
Right.
But, kudos to you, Doug, man. Doing that part-time.
I know.
70 clients part-time. Wow. You must have great route density to be able to pull that off.
I have some questions here from our family in Florida. Let's see. Texas Dave wants to know, are you thinking about building a race car? Because he saw your race car video. Touchy subject. Brandon would love to.
So, racing has been in my family for a very long time. My father had a race car. He's built many of them. And it's something I've always wanted to do. But what happened is I was too young to drive at the time when my dad had his race car and he had someone else driving for him. And what ended up happening is the race car got into a bad accident and got totaled. And then after that, my dad had said, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's just too much money. It's too much time. So it was kind of like discouraging for him. So what ended up happening is I kind of got the racing out of my blood for a while. And then Renee surprised me on Father's Day with a gift to drive a late model race car at Seekonk Speedway, which is our local track here in Massachusetts. And, I kind of had a feeling I was going to really like it because I've always liked fast things and, things with a lot of power and racing in general. So as soon as I drove that car, I was like, oh man, I gotta have a race car.
And I thought, oh boy, what have I done?
Yeah. So after I got done driving the race car, I was like trying to convince my dad, we gotta build a race car. We gotta make it happen. But, it's not gonna happen. Life gets in the way. We got kids, families, tons of bills to pay. Race cars is a toy. The toy gets put away when you got kids. But what I did do is I got into lawnmower racing, and I have started to build a racing lawnmower. And I actually got it for free. It was given to me. It was sitting on the side of a road. And we're going to chop that up and make it a racing lawnmower and have some cheap racing fun. So that's what my racing career is right now. Let's see. Oh, you want to read some more?
Yes. Your mom asks, Renee, now that you are experienced on the right stander and walker mower, which mower is within your comfort zone to get the job done to your expectations?
Good
So
question.
I was dead set against walker mowers when Brandon brought them home. There was just something about them that I didn't care for. They were like really slow and stuff. But now that I have used both, I like them both, and I feel as though each one of them has their own place. So when we show up to a customer's property that is a weedy lawn, let's say, I'm able to use the right stander and it will stripe it hard, and you can make a weedy lawn with the right stander look unbelievable.
Yeah, you can.
With the walker mower, the cut quality, nothing is better cut quality that we've found other than the walker mower, and that's just our personal opinion. When you have a lawn that is a pristine lawn with no weeds in it, a walker mower is the type of machine you need to use on that property that we found. And we do have some lawns like that are beautiful lawns. You've seen some of them in our videos. So
Yeah.
I would say both. I think right now we have a great little pair going on, and it's nice to say, okay, we're at this property, let's take this one out, or this is what we need to use here. And Brandon and I both know when we pull up to the properties, if we're going to be running both machines, like we know which one has to get on. It's just kind of this nice thing that works out. So I would say both, and that's a great question, Lisa. Thank you for asking.
So just my take on that. Renee, you're absolutely right with everything you said. But when I pull up to a property and I see a lot of mulch beds or a lot of landscaping going on, I'm pretty much going to use the walker. We don't. Last thing you want is grass getting in the mulch beds. If it's a real high end property, we're going to put the walker on it to really make it pop and stand out. Like Renee said, if it's a weedy lawn, it's just something I want to get in and out of quick. We'll drive over it with the stander, stripe it up hard, make it look good, hide the weeds. The stripes will hide the weeds. And it's kind of something we feel out. If it's a property that has a lot of hills, everybody that owns a walker knows that they're not good on hills. I've heard the Bs are a lot better than the Ts on hills, but we're not putting a walker on a hill. That's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. So we kind of feel it out, and we also go by what is the customer paying for. Is it someone that just wants a cut? What is their expectations?
Right.
I kind of feel them out when I'm talking to them, when I meet them, before I give them an estimate. You can kind of see what direction they want to go in just by talking to them, just by saying, hearing them say, this is, I want my lawn to look awesome, or blah, 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 or someone that says, I'm just looking to get a cut, nothing special, blah, blah, blah. And that's another way how we feel it out. And we price accordingly. You guys see us on these videos, sometimes double, triple cutting stuff. We're getting paid to do that.
Right.
I'm not just going out there and double, triple cutting it just to make it look awesome on video. I'm doing it because we're getting paid for that. But there's many good mowers out there. The walker seems to shine when you have to bag grass, because I've bagged grass with the stander. It's not fun. The grass catcher gets very heavy. But both are great mowers. But the walker is my go-to machine, only because I like to sit down. Yeah, I'm kind of lazy. I like to sit down. But I also have plantar fasciitis in both feet from being overweight. Honestly, that's what it's from. But sometimes I'm in agony standing up sometimes, and it's nice to be able to sit down and relax a little bit on the walker to give my feet a break. Okay, a lot of comments here. SS&T Yard Services. Hopefully I'm not echoing anyone, but how long have you all been in business? Other than Walker, what are your two top other recommended zero-turn machines? So we've been in business 3 years.
A little over 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So we're new. We're greenhorns in the industry. Other than Walker, what are your two favorite types? I mean, I like Walker. I like Wright Standers. I respect every mower for what it is. Really, a lot of my opinions goes off of dealer support. Even though I don't really take my stuff to the dealer unless it's under warranty, but go with what's near you. If you got a Walker dealer that's 10, 15 minutes from your house, I suggest a Walker. If you got a Toro dealer that's close by, go with them. They're all good. I haven't seen any that are bad. They all cut grass nice, especially the newer stuff. I mean, technology is improving. So buy what's readily accessible to you, in my opinion. But yeah, they're all good. They're all built real well now. Cityscapes, hi there. SS&T Yard Services. Yep, hello. Everybody and their brother has a plow truck and a snowblower. That's very true.
Yep. Very light competition here for snow and lawn care.
Very tight competition. Very tight. Yeah, there's competition everywhere. One thing I don't do is match prices. I don't care what anybody else charges. That's good for them. I know what I need to get for me to show up and for Renee to show up, to plow a driveway.
Yes. Don't sell yourself short, guys.
No, we don't match prices. The price I give you is the price it is. If you can find someone else to do it cheaper, God bless. And that's about knowing your value, guys. Know what you bring to the table. When I first started off, I was doing stuff way too cheap. But now you graduate to that when you get your feet wet, Eden, I actually prefer a stand-on mower. My back takes less abuse than the Walker. The cut quality is awesome. Half acre and under the Walker is faster, considering less trimming. Yeah, Doug, you're absolutely right. The only downfall about the Walker is they tend to ride rough, which is why I won't run a Walker without a comfort seat on it. I've had the stock seat from Walker, and it was awful. It'll break your back. Mm-hmm. Every Walker machine that I've ever had has a comfort seat on it, and that's just the way it's always going to be for me, unless they come out with a better seat. The suspension seat they have is not very good, in my opinion.
Although I did see, I don't know if it was somebody that commented on our videos, or I saw it posted out there somewhere that there is like an aftermarket kit, I think, that you can turn the comfort seat like into a suspension seat somehow.
Yeah,
there's
you
something
showed me
under
that.
there.
That was pretty interesting.
And it was like, I don't remember how much it was. It was reasonable.
Yeah.
Still less money to buy a comfort seat and put this aftermarket piece on, still less than a suspension seat. But to have the comfort.
Yeah. Comfort's big when you're mowing, Lawn Boy says, bees are amazing on hills. It'll go anywhere I want. Yeah, I've heard that. The only thing close to a bee I had was the Super Bee. That thing was huge, and I never got to test it on a hill, but I'm sure it would do just fine. But yeah, the teas aren't good on hills, and in my area, that's all we use, because we bag a lot of grass up north. To be competitive in the lawn care market in our particular area, you need to bag grass for the most part. You can get away with not bagging during the summer, where the growth isn't as heavy, which is usually when I switch to the mulch deck on the Walker, but for the most part, you're bagging a lot of grass. Jim, do you think you would ever use anything other than a Walker? Sure. Yeah, I'm not biased. I respect every machine for what it is. I'd use anything, really. Vicky's Outdoors. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Cityscape says, I was trimming an area close to a wooded spot where a bunch of raccoons came running out after me. What is your animal story?
Oh, my gosh.
I got a sad one.
Want
to tell him the sad one?
No, I don't want to tell him this one. That was devastating.
I accidentally ran over some bunnies.
Baby ones.
Some little baby bunnies. I didn't see them.
They were in a nest under some tall grass this spring.
I ran over them with the Walker. I felt so bad. Decapitated a few of them, unfortunately. And that day was bad for me. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
They were deep in the grass. You know how they like to burrow. They were deep in there, and
I didn't know. I was out front of this property weed whacking, and Brandon was out back mowing, and I knew something wasn't quite right when he was off the machine and in the front yard, and he's like flagging me down, and I'm like, what's going on? He's
Yeah.
like, I need you to come out back, and I'm like, oh gosh, what am I gonna see out there? Like, you know, what, did something happen to the machine? Or and then he showed me, and I'm like, oh god. So we had to
then to top
do
it
a little
off,
burial.
to make my day even worse, when I called her over to show her what had happened, I stepped on one with my
Yeah.
foot, and it ended up passing away in Renee's arms.
Yeah, that was tough. So,
Um,
but unfortunately,
it was like a
this
triple
is,
whammy. It was
sometimes
terrible.
part of the business.
I felt so
So-
bad. I felt really bad after that. That's my animal story. I haven't been chased by dogs, surprisingly. Oh, I've had a couple turkeys get a little frisky
Oh
with me.
yeah,
There's one client we have. He's got a lot of turkeys because he's always feeding them, and they come around and believe me,
they're crazy.
they have a temper. They can get real upset.
Mhm.
I've upset a few of them where they open their wings at me, and I'm like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
you know, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna come after me or what?" But
And they all come flocking when we overseed his property too. It's almost like they're like, "Ooh, a free lunch." And we had to tell our customer, like, you need to stop feeding these turkeys because
Yeah.
they're coming out like crazy,
Yeah.
and now they're eating like all the grass seed. I mean,
Yeah.
some things are out of our control, but
they're not afraid
They
of us
just-
at all.
no.
You know, luckily we haven't had any bad run-ins with them, but I am usually prepared. I have the leaf blower next to me or something, you know, because these are big turkeys.
I'm trying to find a good walker to get my business back up and running.
That was Sean W.
W.
Okay, Sean. Well, in my opinion, every walker's good. So, which model are you looking at? Elaborate on that a little bit, please.
Yep.
So we can.
And location too.
yeah.
Where you're located.
Eden says, I put a comfort seat on the B. It's great. The H has an air ride seat. I'll try it out soon. Parts came in. Yeah. Yeah, the air ride seat was pretty cool in my H, when I had my H. Or Super B.
Yeah.
SS&T Yard Services. You both have awesome advice. Know your value. Know what you bring to the table. We are barely a year into business, but we get a lot of praise for the quality. Though our price bid up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, congrats, first of all, for being in the business and doing quality work, you know.
Yes.
Guys, it's not always about getting in and out. A lot of our customers realize that we spend the extra time to make the property look right. I can't even tell you how many customers we've had said, the last lawn care company I had here drove over my lawn at 1,000,000 miles an hour and left. They were in and out in 10 minutes.
Yep. And left a mess all over, like wouldn't blow down or anything.
And
Like,
they didn't
oh my
edge
gosh.
nothing. There was stuff that they were missing all the time. They didn't care. There was no pride behind it. I will gladly take extra time on a lawn, and Renee will too,
Yep.
to make sure that it looks right. And we're not perfect. I miss stuff. Renee will come to me and say, "You got to go over that again. You missed that," or sometimes she'll miss something weed whacking, and I'll tell her. But we both work together to ensure the quality is there. And that's what's most important. If you put pride behind yourself and your work, the customers will come.
Yes.
The customers
absolutely.
will come. Go
And
the extra mile.
Stick with it. Stick with it.
Yep.
Because we had a few challenges in our first year or so of business, and both Brandon and I are like, oh my gosh, you know, are we going to survive this? And you got to keep pushing, because you do get through it, and somehow, some way, you do come out on the other end.
It was funny. I was shooting a video. This is probably well over a month ago, and we were talking about edging. And I was telling you guys how important edging is. Edging will set you apart from a lot of landscape companies that don't do it. If you make your edging crisp, sharp, and neat, customers love that, and people notice. Anyways, I was saying, take the extra time to keep your edges straight, edge them up, stand out. And then the lady that happened to live right across the street came out and said, "I really like the way that you do the edging. Can can I get an estimate for my lawn? I said, sure, absolutely. And I just thought it was funny because I was telling you guys, take the time to go the extra mile to make your lawns look a certain way, and customers notice that.
Sorry, this chair needs some oil or something.
If I sit on it, it'd probably break. So yeah, go the extra mile, guys. It pays off in the end. The extra time that you spend going the extra mile pays off. Because when you do a yard that looks better than the neighbors that is using another company, who do you think they're gonna call? They're gonna call you because they want their yard to look unbelievable. Jim Walker. It will happen. Jim, what will happen? If you can elaborate on that, please. Alpha Wolf Games. Hey, guys, glad I got here in time. How are y'all? We're doing good. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
Sean, Model T, my favorite. It's because that's what we run up here in Massachusetts. Good Model T. Okay. My opinion, my advice: stay away from fuel injection. Don't go anywhere near it. You'll be a slave to the dealer when something happens to it. Stay with a carbureted model. Preferably 23 horsepower. That's good all around. You can go with the older stuff. An older model, as long as it's not a toilet. It's in good shape. Ensure the hydros are good. Check underneath the deck. Make sure the pans aren't rotted out. That's a common thing on those. And just look at it. How many hours does it have? If it's got anything over 2,000 hours, most of the time it's on its second engine. You could tell just by looking at the machine whether it's a rat trap or not. If you need any other advice, we'd be glad to help you. Send me pictures of it or something. I'd be glad to take a look at it and steer you in the right direction. I'll give you my best advice.
The volume's down, right? Just in case this clicks on, because for some reason it's looks like something's trying to load now.
That's weird, huh?
I know.
This computer's got something wrong with it. My first walker was a 96 Model T. Then my first was a Model S. That's a good starter. If you want a new one and you like to build up to a Model T nowadays, the Model R would be a good starter. Yeah, Model R is the residential. Like I said, any walker's good. If you're looking for something reliable, you're going to spend a little money. In my area, you can get a good machine for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. In that kind of price range. That's not all beat up. The beat up ones are like $1,500, $2,000. There's a reason why they're that cheap. Let's see. Customer retention is worth its weight in gold. Rob, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
We do retain a lot of the customers we get. We've only had a few that have let us go, and it wasn't for anything we did. It's just that tough times. Tough times for everybody out there. Lawn Dude Maintenance. What's going on? Almost to 1K subs. Congrats in advance. Well deserved. Thanks, Lawn Dude. We appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, too. We really appreciate you. Rob says, I have customers that have been with me for 10 years. Well, congrats, and that means you're doing something right. That's awesome. I'm glad that you got customers that have been with you a while. Customer loyalty is always important. It's always important.
I think we skipped Cityscapes Lawn Care. Mow and goes are what destroys our business. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll put a bad taste in anybody's mouth as a mow and go.
Yeah.
That's something we don't do. Even if it's a weedy lawn, yeah, we'll mow over it quick with the stander, but always try to make sure that the details are there. Even if it's all weeds, edge it up. Make sure that you didn't miss any spots. Make sure the stripes look good and bold, and that'll keep the business coming in. Well, I'd like to get a Model T, Sean says, for the larger hopper. Okay. If I was able to find a non-collection, it would be an MB. Well, you got to decide whether you need a collection mower or not. Are you picking up a lot of leaves? Are you bagging a lot of grass? it's something to consider. You can do things with a Model T that you can do with a Model B. Obviously, with the Model T, you could put a blower lockout kit on there and run a mulch deck, and it'd be the same as a B, just a lot slower. It wouldn't be as fast and as nimble, but it'd be a versatile machine. If you're bagging a lot of grass, or you want to mulch grass, Model T is a good model to have. But if you live in an area where you're not really bagging a lot of grass, then a B would be phenomenal for you. But up here, I can't really use a Model B year round for the most part. The T seems to suit us better, even though the Model B is much faster than the Model T. I'm not driving the walkers fast anyway. I slow it down for cut quality and to ensure that the lawn's clean with the Model T. So having a faster mower doesn't really help me out much. Matthew Brummett. Hey Matt, how you doing? Yes, they do come, and they come fast. Yep. Trenton Johnson. You guys not go to the Equipment Expo? Yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it this year. Quite honestly, we didn't have a very good season due to the drought we had for quite a while. And we decided to lay low this year.
Yeah.
And prepare for winter time. So maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll be able to go up there and see all you guys.
Yeah.
Jim Walker about the bunnies. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It will happen.
I felt really bad about that. Jay Riverar. Okay. What's up, man? What's going on, Jay? Sean. Oh, forgot location. I'm in Southwest Ohio. Yeah, so I watch a lot of Spencer Lawn Care, and I don't see him bagging a lot of grass. Do you guys not bag a lot of grass out there? Bob Bennett. Hello from Syracuse, New York. Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Hey, Bob.
Thanks for tuning in. I got to say, thank you guys so much. This is a lot better turnout than I expected.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I feel bad making them wait this long for the name of the Pink Walker. We kind of, like, the comments started coming in, and then the time started slipping away from us a little bit. So we are going to finish answering these questions and comments and stuff. But without further ado, I'm going to let you announce what we've chosen, Brandon.
We chose the name Pink Panther.
Pink Panther.
You guys had a lot of great suggestions. And we loved a lot of the names you guys gave us.
Yeah, it was a tough choice.
Pink Panther, to us, seemed to fit the bill of that mower. Because it is fast. It's got the same color scheme as the Pink Panther. And we decided to go with that one. So everybody who commented Pink Panther, we're going to go through the comments on the previous videos. And we're going to send you a little something.
Yep.
But we will reach out to you for your address to send you something. So, let's see. Sean. Yeah, I had one 6 years ago, but I had to sell it due to financial issues. We've all been there.
Yep.
Don't feel bad. We've all been there. Especially in this economy. This economy's scary. Lawn Boy. So I'm looking into a debris load, a Little Wonder and a Billy Goat 18 horsepower. Can you tell me why you went with the Little Wonder, and do you love it? Here's the thing, in my opinion. They're the same. They use the same Vanguard engine that I've seen. 18 horse. The reason why I went with the Little Wonder is because that happened to be in stock at my local dealer. I looked at the Billy Goat and I looked at the Little Wonder, and they're almost identical. And when they're using the same power plant, there isn't much difference there. I do have a love-hate relationship with my Vanguard engine because mine was brand new. It had about, what do you think, 10 hours on it?
Roughly about 10 hours.
And the head gasket blew on it. And come to find out, it was assembled wrong from the factory. The head gasket was on upside down.
Yep.
It was missing the intake screen where the intake is, where it draws air in. That prevents debris from getting in there. It was missing that from the factory, so it allowed debris to get enlarged up under the cylinder heads and cause it to overheat to destroy that head gasket. But come to find out, the head gasket was on upside down. It was poorly put together from the factory. But yeah, in my opinion, they're both the same leaf loaders. I haven't seen really any difference. But yeah, they're okay. You know, I think they're a little underpowered.
Underpowered, definitely.
They're a little underpowered in my opinion. But it's what I could afford. You know, at the time when we bought ours, was it $5,500?
It was $5,500.
Yeah, it was $5,500.
We bought it September of 2020.
Yeah, with inflation, I don't know how much they're running now, but you know, if you're just starting out, they're great. But when you start doing heavy leaf removal work, curbside cleanup, stuff like that, the bigger horsepower, buy as much horsepower as you can afford, because 18 horse is a little underpowered. Just being honest, and I own one. It's underpowered. Cityscapes. You want to read that bit?
Night all, it's getting late for me. Thanks for updates and Q&A. Night Cityscapes, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It was great talking with you, Cityscapes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Grasshopper says, you guys are killing me. I have worked for the Sheriff Department for 35 years and done the lawn care side hustle for the last 12. I want to retire and hit it hard for the next 5 to 10. Well, God bless you.
Yes.
Do it.
Do it, do it.
You worked hard. You deserve it. Alpha Wolf. Yeah, carburetor is definitely the way to go. T23 hands down, and these new EFI colas have computer ports, so yes, you are loyal to your dealer. Plus, carburetor is simple if you work on your own mowers. Yeah. So I was looking into getting the software for the EFI colas, but they won't send it to me because I'm not a dealer. And right down in there, I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy an EFI model then. You know, plus, there's only so much that can go wrong with a carbureted model. I don't want a million bajillion sensors preventing my mower from running when I need it to work. You know, it's a lawnmower. It's not a vehicle, it's a lawnmower. This EFI stuff is over-engineered, in my opinion. Yeah. And they haven't perfected it yet, because a lot of the walkers I see at my dealer, my local dealer, that are being worked on, they're all EFI, and they all have problems. So, no EFI for me. Grasshopper says, I'm ready to put my paperwork in after watching you guys tonight. We have about 50 accounts, both commercial and residential.
Go for it. It'll be the best decision. You'll say, why did I not do this sooner?
Yeah.
And once you can invest that extra time in, you're going to see the jump in business.
So I'm not even going to sugarcoat any of this. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be scary. But in the end, it's well worth it. It's very rewarding, and if you got a strong work ethic and a lot of drive and determination, you're gonna do just fine. You know, you're gonna hit bumps in the road. I hit bumps in the road. Renee hits bumps in the road. We hit bumps in the road every day, but you just keep grinding. You keep your eye on the prize, and you'll be successful. Trenton Johnson. Same here. Didn't go, wanted too bad, but we're a serious drought here in western Kansas. I run a 2003 MTGHS. Yeah. We wanted to go to the GIE. I think that's what you're referring to, but it wasn't in the budget. But
yeah, not this
I gotta
year.
say, from the clips I have seen on the GIE, it looks like they're pushing a lot of electric stuff, and I'm not really into that. I'm not really into that electric stuff. I want to hit the engine. I want to feel its power. I don't want an electric machine. And the guy was saying you got to charge it for like 16 hours or something, 12 to 16 hours to get a full day's work out of it. 8 hours of work out of it, and it's dead. I'm all set with that. Spencer Lawn Care is farther north than where I am, Sean says. Okay. Well, Sean, do you bag a lot of grass? Lawn Boy says, I'm in western Pennsylvania. We aren't bagging a lot of grass. People seem to be going to mulching.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Walker Mulch Deck, it does a good job. It struggles on tall, wet grass in my area. We get a lot of growth in the spring, and A mulch deck isn't going to cut it in my area in the springtime. It can't accommodate the growth. When it starts to slow down going into summer, it's phenomenal. In the fall, maybe. The lawns that are well ferted and irrigated, mulch deck's not going to work.
No.
The ones that are real thick and dense, mulch deck's not going to work. Not in my area. It'll clump, make a mess. The grass will get stuck up under there and just make a mess. That's where the collection deck on the Walker will shine. It's definitely on those highly irrigated and ferted lawns. Bob Bennett, that's a great one. Jason Gonzalez says, nice Pink Panther. I like it. I got you guys. We'll text you some pics, Brandon. Thanks, Jason, so much.
Thank you so much.
William, hello, everyone. First time hearing you live. Did y'all go to the Equipment Expo? Unfortunately
not this year, no.
Unfortunately not. It just wasn't in the budget this year. Okay, obviously we have some spam going on here. Just to forewarn you that I am a Walker dealer. That Kohler program is like $6,000. Depends on which motor software you want. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a crazy amount of money. I don't want any of that stuff. The only software I need is YouTube and watching videos on how to fix something on a carburetor when it's broken. $6,000 for software. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Bob Bennett. I enjoy your videos. Have a great night, folks. Thanks for tuning in,
Thanks,
Bob.
The next three, we got some spam going on.
I don't even
here.
know how to block that person. That's just
Alpha
ridiculous.
Wolf Games, and not the place for that. Take that somewhere else. Thank you very much.
Yeah, stupid.
I was replying on the spam there.
Getting harder to buy a carbureted mower, Eden says. Yeah, it is. It is harder to buy a carbureted mower. It's because I see a lot of people in my area converting. You know, they're either blowing up the fuel injection or just getting sick and tired of it and getting rid of it. And doing what I do and put a 23 horse carbureted engine in there, in the Walker. Okay, Lawn Boy says, I'm with you on the electric. The day I have to use one, I quit. Yeah, well, you know what? It's not that I'm against electric stuff. It's just, in my opinion, the technology just isn't there yet. If it's taking 12 to 16 hours to charge the battery, and it's only lasting 8 hours under normal mowing conditions, what good is that? What if you're cutting tall grass? You know?
Right. For someone like us that's in the commercial industry, it's just not there yet.
Right.
We can't be hauling around these multiple batteries. And the price of those machines are like $30,000 for one machine. So it's just not there yet. I'm not sure.
$30,000 for an electric stander from Toro.
Right.
Who's got that kind of money to drop on a lawnmower?
No, you're not even going to be able to do a full route of mowing.
Right. Now they're saying under normal conditions you can get, I forget, don't quote me on it, but it's like 8 to 10 hours of use. That's under normal conditions. Up north here, we got a lot of thick, dense lawns. You're not gonna. It's gonna wear that battery down like you wouldn't believe. And what happens when it dies in someone's yard? Then what? We got to tow it out of there.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it at all. And by the way, electric bills are very expensive now.
Oh yeah.
They're expensive enough without plugging the things in. I'm with you on the electric. Yeah, okay. We have a lot of high-end subdivisions. You either have to do a really good job at mulching, or you have to double or triple cut if you were discharging. Yeah, that's where a Model T Walker will shine one pass. Sucks it up clean for the most part. If you got real sharp blades, if you got dull blades that have a lot of lawns on them, you're gonna have some scragglers. But if you got sharp blades every day like we do, one pass will get it really nice and clean.
The great thing about the Model T, like we have, is you can swap out the decks. So it's a very good mower to go either way with it. So I think that's a great suggestion for you to go with the Model T because, if it's summertime, put the mulch deck on and then spring and fall, can swap it over onto the collection deck. And then that way there you have one mower that can do two different things for you. That's why up here, like a lot of people ask us, why are you not running like a bee or something like that? And for us here in Massachusetts, it's just, we don't find it feasible to have a machine sitting in the garage, not making us money, you know, three seasons out of the year that we can work on someone's lawn. A, a bee for us, like I know you can mulch up the leaves, but it's not gonna mulch up the grass. Like it's not gonna pick it up and collect it as good as a GHS. So for
Yeah.
us, it's just easy enough to swap out the decks and use the same machine, and it just makes sense. It just seems to work for us. So I think if you go with the Model T, I think that'll be a great selection for you. And then
Yeah.
pick up a mulch deck, and then try it out. And then if you can swap it over onto GHS deck.
The Model T is the most versatile machine because you have the best of both worlds. You're able to bag grass when you want to, and when you don't, you can put a blower lockout
Yep.
kit in it, like I said. That'll give you all the power to the PTO rather than running a blower. It'll deactivate the blower, and you can run a mulch deck or a side discharge deck and have the best of both worlds. So that's why I'd recommend the Model T for you. But if you're not bagging any grass or anything like that, then I wouldn't worry about a Model T. But if you got to do leaves, bag some grass, Model T would be the best, in my opinion. Trenton Johnson, I really appreciate your info on carburetor versus EFI. Seems like I've had a lot of issues in the Kohler EFI. Yeah, I don't think they perfected it yet, and it's over-engineered, in my opinion. Maybe I'm old school. I don't like it. The only time you run into problems with carburetors is if you leave gas in it over the winter. It'll congeal inside of the inside the carburetor and cause problems. But they're cheap enough now on eBay and Amazon.
Yeah.
$40, you get a new one sent to you, bolted on. Problem solved. Dealers, they get a lot of money to work on machines and to diagnose them, and parts aren't cheap either. I'm all about simplicity. Like I said, it's a lawnmower. Fuel injection's great when it works, but when it doesn't, whip out your wallet. Let's see.
Oh boy, I just can't stand how they seem to be jamming it down our throat. I think an electric DeWalt mower
It burned up.
at the GIE.
I saw it. Yeah, it caught on
Really?
fire. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and from what I hear, those fires are really intense when those things do go up. Maybe the lithium batteries. Don't quote me on it. I think the lithium batteries inside of those, they catch fire. They go up. I don't think anybody's going to be buying a DeWalt one after seeing that one catch on
No.
fire.
No, that was definitely not good advertisement there for them, unfortunately. But
Sean says, what height do I cut at? Well, it varies. In the springtime, 3 to 3.5 inches. In the summertime, we'll bump it up to 4.5 inches. Sometimes even 5.
Yep.
It depends if I'm trying to keep it green during the hot summer. I'm gonna cut it as tall as I can without having the grass actually lay down on me. Usually that's around 4.5 inches. It all depends. If it's a high-end lawn and we want to try to save it as long as we can, we're going to cut it at 4 inches. If it's a weedy lawn, we're going to cut it short all the time. Because the weeds, they always grow back. But yeah, 3.5 inches is usually the go-to. We cut a lot of fescue grass here. Turf-type tall fescue, Kentucky bluegrass, perennial rye, northern style grass. Trenton says, just put a small screen on my walker. I think he meant for leaves today. It seems to help for fall time. Yeah. Running the smaller screen is good for leaves, in my opinion. Some guys tend to run the larger screens when cutting tall, wet grass. Kind of helps prevent clogging. But I run a small screen on mine all the time, and I don't have a problem.
Yep.
Plus, when you run the larger whole screen, you tend to get a lot more blowout, debris blowout, and out of the exhaust, out of the back of the hopper, because more material is able to make its way past the large holes in the screen. So I tend to use the smaller one.
Let's see.
Sean W. All the add-ons with implements that you can get is awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's what I love about the Walker stuff too. No other lawnmowers are really doing that. I mean, the Toro with the multi-force and stuff. They're starting to do that too, but you can't change the deck out on a Toro. You know, Walker knows they have it. They know that they got the best cut in the game, in my opinion. They know that they have the most versatility. They know that, and that's why they're so expensive. But they did a good job. They nailed the design. That's why it hasn't really changed much over the years. A newer T23 or T27 is really no different, for the most part, as to like a 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. The layout and the configuration is still the same. They've made minor upgrades over the years, but nothing's really changed. Okay. Now about the other Walker knockoffs. I've tried the Exmark Navigator and the Toro Direct Collect Z8000. Yes, they're built more durable and leave a pretty nice cut. Yeah, it's a good one. I had a Navigator. I've tried a Navigator. It's built like a tank. The thing is built very, very well. It has a deeper deck on it, which creates more suction, and it has a bigger blower on it. However, in my opinion, it didn't cut as good as the Walker. And the other thing that turns me off about that mower is the fact that it doesn't have implements that you can put on there. It doesn't have the versatility that a Walker has. Look at all the attachments you can put on a Walker. I mean, it's like endless. There's so many attachments.
Right.
How many attachments can you put on an Exmark Navigator? I haven't seen many at all. So that's why the Walker wins, in my opinion, over the Navigator. But the Navigator is built very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well. It's a beast. Walker has a better... Alpha Wolf Game says, but the Walker just has a better cut, and it has other attachments. Pioneer Industries makes an aerator. Yeah, and an aerator that a game changers for seating. But again, the Walker's a better machine. The problem I've noticed with those attachments, such as the aerator and aerator, is a lot of people are saying they don't have enough down pressure to punch holes in the ground. I see a ton of them for sale in my area. These people, they buy them. They buy the Z-Raiders for the standers. Yeah. They buy the implements, the aerator implements, and they all end up selling them because a lot of them are saying it just doesn't have the down pressure to penetrate the ground. That's real hard. So you got a lawn that's real compacted. They don't do a good job pulling plugs, at least not in my area. You know, so a lot of guys tend to go on a stand-on aerator route when it comes to that. But maybe they'll come out with something a little better.
Yeah.
You know?
Iron Duke. Hello from Mark in Kentucky. I have been ordering parts tonight, so I am running late. That's okay, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, hopefully it's parts that aren't holding you up.
I know.
We know what that's about. Ordering parts now can kind of get scary because you don't know when you're gonna get them. Sean, spring is about 3.5 in the summer. Fall is around 4.25. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about the same here. Yep. Jamie says, what kind of snowplow you guys use? I use a Fisher XV2. It's a 9 foot, 8.5 foot, 9 foot, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. It's brand new. Well, it's a year old now. A little over a year old. We bought it new. And I got the back blade attachment on it, which is nice because we got a lot of driveways that are back bladers, and it tends to clean them up and get them a little cleaner than the traditional, just using the plow. But I like the adjustability of the Fisher XV2. It's a nice plow. Stainless. We got the stainless version. Eden, I would love a T, maybe next year. Yeah. Yeah, I foresee you using a T in the future. I told you that on one of your videos. You know, the Skag, I see you sucking leaves with it, and it's doing a good job. But in my opinion, nothing will bag like a Walker because of, the Walker has the T uses the counter rotating blades, draws material in. I don't get covered in material. I don't get covered in dust or dirt, hardly ever. When I was using the stander to bag leaves and stuff like that, I was getting dusty.
Yeah.
It looked like we went through a dust storm. At the end of the day, we'd be completely covered in soot. With the Walker, it's just suck all the stuff up. Whatever dust is coming out of the exhaust on the hopper, and you're not getting covered in material. I mean, it's just so easy with the Walker, and you don't have turbulence problems with blades and none of that stuff because the Walker uses low lift anyway. And for me, it's just a winner all the way around. But the vacs for the standers and the sit down mowers, they are good. They are good, and they are really good. But to me, nothing will bag like a Walker. Plus, I mean, with the Walker, it's so much. It's such a lighter footprint than the big vacs and stuff that you see on the side of the mowers. And to me, it's just
Yeah.
it's a lot easier. There's no taking belts off or anything like that to take the blower off or anything like that. It's just easy, and I like simplicity. Iron Duke, I was ordering parts for my Ford truck. Well, what happened to your Ford truck?
What happened to it?
Alpha Wolf Games. Oh, really? I run the Pioneer Aerovator and seat box. It works great, actually. Runs off the Walker's PTO shaft. It hooks on the deck support arm, so it's like an actual Walker implement. Yeah, well, hey, kudos to you if it's working, man. Awesome. A lot of guys in my area, like I said, they're all for sale. They won't use them. They've tried them, and it just didn't work out too well. Well, we finally got caught up on
I have some on
the questions here. Keep them coming.
Let's see. So my dad put in a name suggestion. You're a little late to the party, Dad. We already picked a name, but he chose Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. That's funny.
Let's see. Hold on, I have some to catch up here. Do you have a projected business plan on when to expand your small business? For example, 2 years, 3 years, or more?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, obviously the plan is to always expand and to grow. But, at the same time, we don't want to grow too fast. So we're kind of just letting everything run its course.
Yep.
We have grown substantially from last year. I think, what did we have last year for clients? Around 40? Around 40, 30, 40 clients, somewhere around there?
Yeah, it was about 40 last year.
We're at 75 this year. And we're pretty much maxed out, in our opinion, for 2 people.
Well, because we have 2 young kids, as many of you know. You've seen them in some of our videos. Our daughter's 2.5 and our son's 3.5. And Brandon and I like to go out to work together. I don't really like him going out and working by himself. He sometimes will if it's not a busy day. But we generally try to plan our schedule and our routes for the same day of when we have a sitter. My mom watches the kids for us. So on the days that she's not working, we know that we have full busy days, and that's how we plan it. So right now, we do want to take our company to the next level, but the growth right now is depending on the schedule of our children, because that's obviously our number one priority.
Yeah.
So I would say within the next 2 years or so, we'll be the kids will be in school, and we'll be able to hit it that much harder.
Yeah, we do bring in help.
Oh yes, we do.
A lot of the help we bring in is family.
Yep.
We advertise that we're a family business, and we do try to keep it that way. We do have a few people that help us out. They're
Yep.
not family, but we haven't needed them full time yet. So maybe next year things will change. You might see 1 or 2 employees, or or maybe not. It all depends. We're really comfortable where we're at now. 75 is a good number for us, and we like what we're doing. But we'll see. I mean, we're not going to pass up an opportunity. Let's put it that
Right.
way. But we'll see what happens. Good question. Who's that? From my mom?
Yep, that was
Yeah.
from your mom.
I hope that answered your question, Mom.
If not, give me a call later.
Sean says, can you see websites? Where, on here? I don't know. Maybe if you send a link, try it. Alpha Wolf Games. Well, the other areas are different, so I can see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Every area is different, guys. What works for us might not work for you. But yeah, I've looked into the Pioneer. Can you run it at full speed? Does it vibrate the Walker tractor? Since the Pioneer vibrates.
I think Long Boy was asking Alpha Wolf Games that question.
Yeah, he was talking about the elevator.
Yeah.
Long Boy, no, you need to maintain a slow, but not too slow, but steady pace. Eden says, I think we'll need another truck next year.
KJ will run it.
Well, good for you.
An idea that would be awesome.
Eden, Doug, you guys are doing amazing work. You're very talented. I see the quality of your work. It's fantastic. Like I said, guys, if anybody has not checked out Eden Lawn Services yet, check out their YouTube channel. They're very, very good. I really enjoy watching them. And it's just good to see great YouTube channels out there. And he's putting a lot of work into his content and his videos. He's keeping consistent videos.
Yep.
And he's got great content. So if you guys haven't checked him out, go ahead and check him out.
We're still like new to editing and everything. So I said to Brandon the other night, I'm like, we were doing a thumbnail and I'm like, how does Doug get that like badge on there?
Yeah.
And Brandon's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we both get on and we're like watching these like different things and I'm like, I gotta figure some of this stuff out.
I like simplicity, guys.
He really does. If you guys notice, so when you guys watch our videos, Brandon likes to, for some reason, like blow you guys' speakers off. So like, so the past couple of videos, I've said to Brandon, I come home from work, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm getting dinner ready. I tell him, you edit the video, just splice all the clips and everything. And then when you're done, I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to finalize it. And he's like, well, what do you need to finalize it for? I think I'm doing a fine job. And I said, you're doing an awesome job. I just want to go in and I want to add a few transitions and I want to adjust the volume and the audio a little bit and play around with it. And he kind of stopped asking questions after that because he kind of got the memo of like, okay, so we're tweaking that now. And then once I figure it out, I'll teach him how to do it. But
Cox and Son Machine says, hey guys, new to your channel. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Have we hit 1,000 yet? I can't see it anywhere on my screen.
I'm not sure. I'll have to pull it up.
KLC Ken, good evening. Hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Long time no see. How you doing?
You gotta come up. You gotta come up, Ken. We gotta go out to dinner.
Yes. Ken's a great guy.
Yes.
You guys, if you haven't checked out KLC Ken on YouTube, I highly suggest it. He has one hell of a channel. And he is one of the people that inspired me to learn about walkers and work on walker mowers. And to this day, when I can't figure something out, he's the first guy I call. He is unbelievable. And, his mechanic skills, his mowing skills, all the time that he puts into his channel are superior.
Yep.
And like I said, if you haven't checked him out, definitely check him out. He's a fantastic guy. He's willing to help anybody out. And, thank you again, Ken, for getting me into walkers and showing me how to work on them. Because without him and without Randy from Countryside, I'd have no idea how to wrench on a walker mower. So it's the guys like him that I look up to the most. Jim Walker says, are you planning on more live chats? If you guys want us to do live chats, we'll do them all the time. Let's let you guys answer that question. Yep. I like doing this live so far. It's our first one. Had a little problem with the computer earlier today. For some reason, the camera wasn't turning on. I'll have to try to figure that out. So we ended up resorting to our phone. But yeah, the live chat's awesome.
Yeah.
I love connecting with you guys. This is what it's about. You know, this is what it's all about. Alpha Wolf Games. I'm gonna head out. Glad I got to be here and visit with y'all. Hopefully, I can catch you on the next live. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much
Thank
for
you
tuning in. We appreciate you. Eden says we all hope to keep up with Ken.
Yes.
That's tough to do. He's unbelievable. He's on a whole nother level. Ken's on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Grassy, you know what? Lawn care. Hey y'all, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Sean, right now it's 997 subs, so I think we lost one sub during this live. Actually, we were at 998, 999.
We were at 999 at some point.
So we lost a few.
Lawn Boy still says 998 on my screen.
Oh, okay. KLC Ken, there's Doug.
Jim Walker, 998.
998. KLC is the Walker God, hands down. Good night, guys. Yes, he is. I call him the Walker God all the time. He's unbelievable. KLC Ken. Oh, shucks. Thanks, guys. Hi, Renee. Yes, we'll do dinner. Yeah, we're going to have to definitely go to dinner, Ken. It's been a while since I've seen you. How you been doing?
Yeah.
I hope everything's well your way. I see you racing remote control cars on your channel. It brings back memories for me. I used to love doing that. Iron Duke. You ever use any of the Gator style mower blades in your mowing equipment? Yeah, I use them on my stand. I used the G5s. During the fall, I ran the G5s. Good blade. KLC Ken.
We're not going to say anything.
I'd never say anything bad about Randy. He's the best.
And we know that Ken's joking anyways. He's got that humor.
Yeah. Grassy Lawn Care, you should do lives.
Yeah, whatever you guys tell us what you want to see. We're here for you guys. So, any suggestions that you guys have for videos and how-tos, and stuff like that. Same thing with these live chats. You guys reach out to us. Let us know. If you guys like these, we'll definitely come on and do them for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem coming live. Guys, ask me any question. Ask Renee any question. We'll answer to the best of our ability. Jason Gonzalez, $9.99 on my screen. Oh. KLC Ken says congrats on 1,000.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks,
Almost
Ken.
there.
I think we're one away, I think. I don't know. I can't see it on my screen. Ziggy's. What's up, Ziggy's? I saw your channel the other day.
Yeah.
Me and Renee have been checking you guys out. You guys are awesome. Oh, my screen turned off. Hang on.
Hang on. There we go. Screensaver.
You guys are awesome. You guys are making some awesome content. I see you using Walker mowers and stuff. That's awesome.
Yep.
I love that video that you showed of your Walker fleet. That thing was awesome. Keep up the great work. If you guys haven't checked out Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape on YouTube, check them out. They got a great channel, guys. Ziggy's wants to know, what are we using to film? That's a great question. We're using a GoPro Hero 9.
Yes.
It's funny. It's got a broken screen on it. It's got, you know how it's got the screen in the front?
We've done some damage. I told you we're like amateurs at this. So
the weed whacker.
After it was already broken, I was like, oh, they make like protective cases for these, but
the weed whacker threw some debris at it, cracked the screen. The camera wasn't even a week old when it happened. 2 weeks old.
Yeah, I did find some screen replacements. I don't know how involved that is. That will be kind of up Brandon's alley. I'll show him the parts that I found that could replace it, and I'm not sure if it would be worth our while to do that, or maybe just get another one. I'm not sure yet.
Sometimes it glitches on me and really ticks me off, but for the most part, it's been a great camera.
Yeah, it has been.
I got really nothing bad to say about it. I'm just, with the newer technology, sometimes I get frustrated because I don't know how to really use it that much. You know, I just click the button, it starts recording. Sometimes it's difficult when you're trying to, take a video of yourself because you can't see yourself because the screen's broke. But other than that, pretty simple camera. But I have had some glitches with it.
Jason, just one more to go. So happy for you guys. Thanks again, Jason.
Grassy Lawn Care, the hours soar on the lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It goes by quick.
Yeah.
How long have we been live so far?
I don't know. Does it tell you somewhere? Oh, 104 minutes.
Wow.
Wow, that went by quick.
What time is it? Wow, it's almost 10:30.
Wow, that went by
it does
quick.
go by quick.
Just so you guys know, our regular bedtime's 8 p.m.
Yeah, we usually put the kids to bed and we're like out. But I get up early. I'm usually up by 4:30 sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
4:35 a.m. You know, we're early risers. We go to bed early too, but this has been awesome. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Eden, not many Walker YouTube channels need to keep together. Yeah, but you know what I think Walker needs to do? Is support the guys that are actually making the videos on them too.
Yeah.
You know, you need more of that. That'll really inspire them to keep coming. I don't know. I don't think Walker sponsors anybody, or not that I've seen. Iron Duke, do you have any further issues with your vacuum? Looks like it was really clogged up.
The leaf loader, no, we haven't had any trouble with it since we unclogged it. It's been running good, but as we did mention earlier on in the live tonight, we do feel as though it's definitely underpowered.
It is underpowered. It'll get you by. Suck leaves, no problem. But if you're doing like heavy leaf removal and a lot of like commercial properties and stuff like that, this isn't the one from you. No. This isn't the one for you.
No.
It's underpowered. But if you're just doing like residential stuff, not crazy huge piles, it's fine.
Yep.
It's a good starter, let's put it that way, but you will outgrow it. I'm just telling you now, you will outgrow it when your business grows. It's just like anything. You know, you buy your first lawnmower and you outgrow that. And, you know, you outgrow the second mower and it just keeps evolving, and then that's how it works. But yeah, it's a good starter. It'll get you through. Ziggy's. Thanks for the shout out. Walker mowers are the best. I'll run them in my business forever. Yeah. Yeah, and yours have been run quite a bit from what I could tell. You got some oldies in there, and that means you're taking care of them, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, congrats on your business, and we hope the best for you guys, and keep up the great work on your channel too. I love seeing your videos. I've been watching them a lot lately, believe it or not. Grassy Lawn Care down here, we don't even have any walkers. Yeah. In my opinion, walkers are like northern territory, because we bag a lot of grass up north. I don't know where you're located, Grassy, but up north here, it's pretty much dominated by walkers in my area. Walkers, right standers, stuff like that. Cox and Son Machine, 9:30 here in Troy, Alabama. How's the weather out there? I can tell you what, it's cold here in Massachusetts. Yeah. Sean, some of the small guys that have ran Walker mowers do not run them anymore. COVID killed some lawn care businesses.
Yeah.
COVID killed a lot of businesses, not just lawn care. The thing is with Walker mowers, I'll be quite honest with you. I love them to death, but I'll never buy a new one. I can't afford it. You know how much grass you got to cut to justify buying a $23,000 lawnmower?
Yeah.
You know, the T's are like 23 grand. I don't know what the B's are going for now. Probably 15, 13, 14, 15,000. It's a lot of dough. You know, that's why I learned how to wrench on my own equipment from good people like KLC Ken and Randy from Countryside, so I could buy older machines for less money and morph them into what I need them to do to get me through. Because I can't spend that kind of coin on a lawnmower. No way. By the way, our walker that we're into for, say, $5,000 cuts just as good as one that's $23,000.
Right.
Grassy Lawn Care. Cox and Sons, I'm just southeast of you. Southwest Georgia, Grassy says. Okay, yeah. I have seen some walkers in Florida, mostly Bs. I don't think they're running any Ts out there.
No, I haven't seen.
Down there, I should say.
I haven't seen any.
Brian says, "What's up, guys? Love the pink walker. I run walkers too." Brian, what do you run? Tell me what you run. One boy, well, guys, I'm checking out. Have to mow a lot of grass tomorrow. So happy for you guys. Keep up the great work. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, One Boy.
You're the best. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us live and to watch our videos. We really appreciate you. Ziggy says, I have the same bedtime as you guys. Haha, 8:30, I'm out. But the Boston Celtics played the Miami
tonight. Congrats on your channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you
Miami
so much,
Heat.
Ziggies.
The Miami Heat, I think. Congrats on your channel. Keep up the great work. Ziggies, thank you so much.
Thank
you guys
you.
are phenomenal. Keep up the great videos. Keep them coming. You bet we're going to be tuning into your videos. So
yes.
Keep them coming. So Iron Duke says, do you suppose that if you coated the inside of the vacuum discharge with the liquid WD-40, that would help? That's a good question.
Someone commented to us, Lou.
Yeah, Lou Roberts, big fan of ours.
Commented on one of our videos about doing that. We're definitely going to give it a try. Definitely want to try that out. Yeah. I think it's going to help out.
Yeah, I've had some people say cooking spray.
Yep.
Fluid film would work. Any sort of lubricant, should definitely help it. To be honest with you, I've never had a clog right there.
I know, that's the first time that we've had it clogged there. We have had some clogs in the intake, but never in that area. So that was really something.
You know what's funny? Like, I thought I really broke something because I don't think there's shear pins on those impellers. I think they're just bolted right to the crank of the engine. And I don't know if you guys heard it on the recent video, but it made a loud bang and the thing almost turned off. And I thought for sure I broke something. Because where it normally clogs is the hose. So I'm pulling on the hose, nothing, and I'm like, that's weird. So I thought it clogged up top at the exit where they usually clog there. Nothing there. So I'm like, that's weird. Something doesn't sound right. And I thought I really broke something on that. Luckily, we didn't.
And I don't think there is shear pins on that because your dad used to work on those
either.
And he said there's no shear pins on
I don't think there is either. But let me tell you, it jammed to the point that it almost stalled the engine. And it was
so loud. I was in the customer's backyard and I was like, what was that? I heard it with my hearing protection on. I'm like, ooh, that didn't sound good. I didn't know if I should like wander further away or head up to the truck. I'm like, maybe I should let him figure this out for a little bit.
We're going to spray some WD-40.
Yeah, I want to give it a try. We'll give it a try tomorrow.
I was baffled because I'd never had it clogged there. And that was clogged like you wouldn't believe. That grass was like cement inside of that tube. You know what I was telling my father earlier today when it comes to the leaf loader? I feel like that big snorkel tube should be on a hinge, on a commercial style hinge, where you can kind of like break it, kind of like breaking the barrel of a shotgun. You know how you break them in half and you put your ammunition in? It needs kind of like the same setup as that, where you can break that snorkel off of there that's on the hinge and dislodge the material that's in there and close it back up instead of having to pull like 12 bolts out of there. In my opinion, it's kind of a bad design because if you get a clog there, you're down for quite a while. Taking those bolts out is time consuming and it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have had it collapsible on a commercial style hinge where you could just move the discharge tube out of the way, get the material out of there, obviously with the machine off, get the material out of there, and snap it back into place. I mean, I think they can do a better job designing it. But, like I said, I've never had a clog there, but I have now, and if that happens again, I might even try to modify my machine so I can have it accessible, because I'm not going to be unbolting those bolts every time. Sean says, T23 with 48 collection, MSRP is $19,045. Yeah, not in my area. Where are you, Sean?
He's in Ohio. Sean said he was in Ohio earlier.
He's in Ohio? Yeah. My local dealer, I think they're almost $23,000. It also depends what options you get in them, too. Brian says T25i and 27i. So you're with the fuel injection. How's that holding up for you, Brian? Cox and Sun machine. We've had some lows this week, 32 degrees. Not many walkers here. Yeah, it's getting cold out. It's getting cold out everywhere. All the other YouTube channels that we follow, they're all saying the same thing. Man, it's cold out here. So at least we're not the only ones. Jason says, I'm going to go get some rest time for bed. I'll get in touch with you guys soon. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Jason.
KLC Ken says, wait, I thought you stopped the stream?
No, I don't think we have. No,
unless we have some sort of glitch. I didn't stop a stream. We didn't stop a stream. Iron Duke. I treated my new sister's Toro mower deck with WD-40 and it really helped. Okay. We'll try it out.
Yep.
What we got to lose? Nothing. Cox and Son Machine. Grassy Lawn Care. I will check out your channel. Yeah, guys, check them out. Grassy says, try graphite spray for gravity wagons. Okay. We'll definitely check that out. Iron Duke says, the asphalt hot boxes that were at work used to have a similar chute. Oh, okay. Felipe says, hi, Brandon. Hi, Felipe. How you doing? Brian says, great, can mow 15 good-sized lawns on a tank. That is the good thing about EFI. Yeah. It's very efficient when it is working. My walkers are not good on fuel at all. They burn a lot. They're not very efficient at all.
No.
KLC, I've never clogged where you did, Brandon. You are not going to find anything under 30 horsepower that won't clog. I agree with you 100%, Ken. Ken is very knowledgeable, guys, and I agree with him 100%. Anything under what Ken is suggesting is, in my opinion, underpowered. Yes. Because you're putting it under a lot of load when you start sucking up heavy material, especially if it's wet. If it's wet, dense, thick material, you need all the horsepower you can get. So when you buy a leaf loader, buy the most horsepower you can afford. Okay? Because it really makes a difference. Iron Duke, they were very prone to stopping up. We cut out a clean outdoor. It really helps. That's a good idea. Good suggestion. KLC Ken, you were saying bye. I thought you were ending. You must have been saying it to someone else. Leaving. My mistake. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No. Sorry, Ken, for the confusion there.
No, we've been here. We're just hanging out, talking to you guys. It was funny, Ken, because when we first went on, we didn't think anybody was going to be in a chat, and it actually ended up being awesome. You guys have been phenomenal.
Yeah, we were kind of nervous. I don't know who was more nervous, Brandon or I.
I told Renee, I forewarned, don't be surprised if not many people come in this chat, because we are small. We're a small channel. But and then we had problems right off the bat trying to get the computer to work right, so we ended up going on our phone. So then I was like, oh boy. Yeah. But luckily everything panned
ended up working out. Thank God.
How many people we got in here?
17. So I do have a few more questions here on my phone. And just to update everybody that's joined us a little late, Brandon's parents are watching us live from Florida, but they're new to the YouTube, so they don't know how to comment in the live chat. So they've been texting me some questions and stuff that they have that they want us to answer on the channel. So I just want to catch up on this as well. Let's see if there are...
While Renee's looking for a comment, Felipe says, I have a 1999 Walker mower with a bad PTO gearbox. Can I rebuild it? Yeah, I've done it before. It's honestly a pain in the butt to rebuild it. What are you trying to rebuild? Are you trying to put seals in it, or is the bearing let go? If you're putting seals in it, it's a lot easier than putting the bearings on there. I had to replace bearings in my PTO box, and it was no walk in the park. I had to heat it up with a torch to get it off, and those are pressed on there, and they're very difficult to get off, and the bearings are expensive. So if you have to do bearings, I wouldn't suggest rebuilding the box.
Your dad was asking, can you tell us some other names that people suggested for the pink mower? So some people had suggested Pink Punisher. What else do we have, Brandon?
Mamo?
No, there was Mamo.
Mamo from Mammogram.
Pink Floyd just came in.
Pink Floyd.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the rest of them now. Somebody said Hope.
Yeah, Hope. Yep.
Pinky.
Pinky. Yep.
There was Betty.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I'm trying to go by memory now, what they were.
Brian says T27 here in North Carolina, 19,200 at local dealer. I know that's crazy, but good price here. Yeah, in my opinion, that is a good price. Seeing how I looked at them recently at my dealer, and I think they're around $23,000. Like I said, it depends what you outfit them with when you buy them, but I think they're around $23,000 here. Everyday detailing. Hello, guys. Hey, what's going on? I think you're at GIE, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. KLC Ken, I have rebuilt my PTO boxes a few times. Ken, what haven't you done?
I know.
If there's anybody that can rebuild anything, it's obviously Ken. But yes, Ken has done it all. But I have rebuilt a few PTO boxes. And if you, like I said, if you're just putting seals in them, it's not a problem. But if you have a bearing let go, it's not easy to put the bearing in. You got to heat them up. Or if you have a press, you can get them off. But I recommend if you have a bearing problem, just go buy a new box. But if you're just putting seals in it because it's leaking fluid, no problem. But, it is kind of a difficult job to do for someone that may not be mechanically inclined. You do have to pull the engine out. So there's a little bit of mechanical stuff that you got to do. So, if you're mechanically inclined, it's a walk in the park. But, if you've never done it before, you may want to take it somewhere or take it to someone that knows what they're doing.
Brian, 30-year dealer of Walker.
Wow, Brian.
Wow.
So he knows more about them than we do.
I'm going to link these two together, and then we'll circle back around there. He commented below. Y'all have a great night. Love your videos. Brian, thank you so much. That's an honor for you to say that as being a Walker dealer.
Yes, Brian.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you tuning in. And God bless you for being a Walker dealer for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's quite an achievement.
Jim, be nice to go live once a month. Absolutely. Like I said, it's you guys' call.
Yeah, so you guys tell us how often you want us to go live. We have no problem going live once a week, once a month, whatever you guys suggest. We want to do what you guys want us to do, So whatever you guys recommend is what we'll do. I like going live. I know you like going live too. We love talking to all you guys, so.
Yeah, I think we'll see what the viewers say. I think maybe once a week might be a little much, but if you guys want to see once a week, we'll gladly try to make that happen. Of course, around the kids' schedules.
Iron Duke says, I'm going to check out for tonight. I really enjoyed your live stream tonight. Iron Duke, it was a pleasure.
Iron, thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Eden Lawn Services, my guest was Peepers. That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
That was a good suggestion.
It was. Felipe says, yes, it's the bearing. Felipe, I've got bad news for you. Find a used box somewhere on Facebook Marketplace or something. Or go get a new one. Unless you have the tools to get the bearing off. But it is no walk in the park. I have a video on one when I rebuilt mine. And you'll see me heating it up with a torch. And it's not easy. It's not an easy job. KLC Ken, did you choose a name yet? I guess Brandon's Panties didn't make it to the cut.
Yes.
No, Ken, it didn't make it to the cut.
No.
It didn't make it to the cut.
We did, though. We went with Pink Panther, Ken.
Yeah, we went with Pink Panther. Felipe says, but I do have to get the newest style gearbox or buy a new one. Or buy a new all-style gearbox. Why, are you talking about the pulley that goes on it? As I have the older style pulley? Brian,
we already read his comment. I linked it with the other one.
Yes,
Everyday
sir.
detailing. I was, sir. Had a blast, and I hope you guys can come next year. Walker had a huge booth and great information. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we really hope to make it out next year, guys. Like Brandon and I mentioned, this just really wasn't a great year for us with the drought and everything, and we do have a construction project going on at our home, so it just wasn't great timing this year to make it happen.
We wanted to go. We wanted to go, and there was a lot of people that we wanted to meet, and we definitely wanted to see all the machines and
Yep.
stuff. But you know, like we said, we had a really bad season
Yep.
this year.
And things do work in mysterious ways too. I'm kind of glad that we hadn't had that trip booked because, believe it or not, our kids came down sick over the past week or so,
Yeah.
and I would have been kind of nervous leaving the state, you know, and leaving them home sick. So
Yeah.
things do work in mysterious ways, and it just wasn't in the cards this year for us to make it out.
So Ken brings up a good point. It depends on which bearing in the PTO box one is pressed on. Ken, I think you're talking about the output bearing on the box. That's the one that I've seen fail on mine. It's the output shaft bearing. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I've seen, and I believe that one is pressed on because I had all I could do to get it off, and I had to heat it up with a torch to the point where it was glowing cherry red. It just wouldn't come off. Chris says, just bought my first walker. Enjoy your videos.
Thank
Chris,
you, Chris.
congrats on your walker.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks for joining the Walker family. And yeah, good luck with your machine, man. Thanks for tuning in, too. Cox and Son Machine. Any advice for a 17-year-old young man that is thinking about turning his summer job into a full-time future?
Yes, go for it. I mean,
yeah,
that's unbelievable. 17 years old, out there doing this type of work. We do have a young gentleman here in town that works with us occasionally. He is about 16. Did he just turn 16? 16, and when I tell you, he is a tough worker. He does his own lawns on the side, just has his own business, and then he comes and helps us out occasionally to learn some more stuff. So he's kind of like apprenticing with us, but working. And what kind of advice would you give a 17-year-old, Brandon, that's going to turn this into a business?
First off, kudos to the 17-year-old
Absolutely.
out there trying to start a business and doing this. You don't see that quite often anymore, so kudos to that person. Is it your son? Is it a relative? Let us know in the comments. But yeah, you know, just keep up with it. Stay focused. You know, stay humble. Keep your work ethic high. Keep you know, he or she is gonna struggle at first, like everybody else does. But you know, stay positive. Definitely go for it. You know, in this business where there's a lot of physicality involved, I believe he or she has an advantage over everybody else being young.
Yes.
And sky's the limit for young people. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of successful young people, especially in my area. There's some guys that we're friends with that are younger, and they're out there crushing it. Now, it was no walk in the park when they first started off because there's going to be bumps and hurdles to overcome. But when you stick with it, especially at a young age, you got a great path ahead of you.
Absolutely.
You can make a good living for yourself. And it sounds like the work ethic is already there. You know, just positive attitude. Positive attitude. Just keep it positive. It's not easy sometimes, but you stay positive, you know, it goes a long way. Everyday detailing. Oh, hang on.
Let's see.
Martin Robert, enjoy your channel. Keep up the great work. Martin, thank you so much for tuning in.
Ken, I currently live 15 minutes from them. I can go live whenever. You know that, Ken. We have an open door policy here.
Yeah. Well, we got to go out to dinner first, Ken.
Yes.
Ken says, Pink Panther, okay. Give me a couple sizes. I'll make up some decals to slap on it.
All
awesome.
Right.
Cool.
Thank you, Ken.
Everyday detailing. Is it Mickey? Is your name Mickey? If I'm wrong, I'm sorry about that, but Mickey rings a bell.
as we all say about next year plans, what are plans for a 5-year plan? I mean, think huge or go home, right? Love the t-shirts. I had a lady make me a October breast cancer shirt from my business. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was the whole story here behind painting the pink walker. This was something that was really important to me, and I ended up getting Brandon on board with it, and the planning and timing worked out perfectly that it happened within this month to do it, being October Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
The 5-year plan is, let me just read your question. About, we all say next, what is your plans for a 5-year plan?
5-year plan.
5-year plan is to obviously grow. All right, yeah, you answered. Yeah, Mickey. I thought it was Mickey. It ringed a bell. The plan is to grow. One thing we advertise is that we're a family-run business. So I'd like to have our kids be a part of the business, and keep it family oriented. We're at the point now. We've been in business a little, 3 years, just under 3 years.
Just under, about 2.5.
And we're pretty much at max capacity for me and Renee this year, at around 75 clients. And that's been, at first, it was tough to manage because the previous year we had only had like 40. So we grew quite quickly. But, we're pretty much at max capacity for a husband and wife team, and we're happy where we are. But the ultimate goal is to obviously keep achieving that next level of success and to grow. But for a 5-year prediction, I'd like to hope that we have a shop where we can store our equipment. I'd like to see the YouTube channel get bigger, a lot bigger. I'd like to help a lot of people out. Maybe have, I don't know, 150 customers, 200 customers around that. That'd be a good place to be in 5 years. We're not trying to get massive. We're not trying to be huge. A lot of headaches come with that from what I've seen.
Yeah.
It can be lucrative, but it can also be a double-edged sword at the same time. We're happy doing what we're doing now, and it's working for us. But to grow would obviously be the plan, but we're not looking for rapid growth.
Right.
We're in it for the long term, so we're going to grow at the speed that things are going to grow at. We're not going to go crazy trying to make this thing turn into a juggernaut. If it happens, it happens. But
as Brandon's parents always tell us, you can't put the cart before the horse. So
right.
This is like embedded in my mind.
We're still learning every day. We're still greenhorns in the lawn care industry.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, steady pace wins the race. We're just out there to do what we love doing. We're happy doing what we're doing. And obviously, we will grow over time, but we'll see what happens. Good question. Okay.
Yeah,
KLC Ken. Quick note on PTO boxes. If you buy one, there are 2 different ones. One for diesel that turns the opposite direction. Ken, you're absolutely right. I do know about that because I had a diesel walker. And the hydros are actually different as well. The left is the right side and the right is the left side.
Eden Lawn Services learned the business side of things. I think that was a piece of advice that he was giving the young 17-year-old. Great piece of advice.
Yeah, trial and error, though, on that. We're still learning the piece of business things. We're not perfect at it. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way, just like anybody else would, but we're starting to get the hang of it now. Grassy lawn care. I can't find anyone under 50 that'll work like I do. It's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Not a lot of people want to do this kind of work, at least not in my area. But, if you can find people, that's great. But age is just a number. There's plenty of older gentlemen and women out there that are crushing it, Everyday detailing. Pink Cheetah runs like a beast on the hunt, name for the mower.
That's a great name, too.
It is a great name. We did end up naming the mower Pink Panther. It it got the most amount of votes, in my opinion. We had a lot of
Yeah.
people suggest Pink Panther. So that is the name we went with, but Pink Cheetah is a cool name. Mickey, thank you for the suggestion. Felipe says, people look at me weird when a 15-year-old Walker fan walks into the dealer for Walker parts. Well, they can look at you weird all they want. A lot of the guys behind the parts counters that I've noticed don't know
Yeah.
much about a Walker mower at all. They're just part sellers, at least in my experience. Don't worry about what other people think. Stay focused. Keep your eye on your prize. Age is just a number. And kudos to you if you're out there at 15 years old in this business. Awesome job. Grassy Lawn Care, hey, every day. KLC Ken, I bought a used PTO box from a diesel, not knowing that the blades were turning in the wrong direction. I had to press the gear off the shaft and press it back on the other side. Where'd it go? Oh, to make it work. Okay. Yeah. Ken, you could do that. Felipe says, KLC Ken, is that true? Because the 93 Walker has reverse engine instead of normal spinning engine. Ken would know the answer to that one. Hey, Mohammed. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Felipe, how many Walkers do you own? Well, it varies. I tend to buy a lot of machines. But
He tends to buy a lot.
as of right now,
we have a few projects right now that we're kind of holding out on at the moment, hoping to put out some good content for you guys.
I'll tell you what I have right now, and this will change because I'm always looking for deals. I have a Skag. You've seen that one. The motor was blown up. We're going to be rebuilding that engine in upcoming videos. It's a Skag Tiger Cat 1. I have 2 Walker MTGHSs. I have a Walker MTSD. And I have a Walker MTSB. Yeah, I think it's got the Kubota gas engine in it. The 3-cylinder gas engine in it. So yeah, that's how many machines I have as of right now. Oh, and a right stander.
And my pink one.
Well, that I included. That was the MTGHS.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I have for machines right now. In my area, I find a lot of smoking deals on machines that people just don't know how to fix them or what. But you could pick them up cheap, and I'm all about that. So I'm an equipment junkie. I love equipment, so it's gonna change all the time how many machines I have. Everyday Detailing says, "Sir, your knowledge on rebuilds is amazing, and I believe as lawn care guys, gals, we all need to have that same." Well, I appreciate that, Mickey. I'll be honest with you. A lot of what I've learned has been from guys like KLC Ken and Randy from Countryside, and just watching YouTube videos.
Yep.
So a lot of what I've learned is from YouTube. So that's why I try to give back and make videos for you guys too. I also learned a lot from my father growing up, and my grandfather. My dad owned an auto body business for 35 years. So I grew up in the industry, the blue collar industry. So I do have a mechanic background. But a lot of the lawnmower stuff, engine rebuilding, stuff like that, I've learned a lot through YouTube. So YouTube's a great platform. But I'll share as much knowledge as I can with any one of you guys. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you grow. Grassy Lawn Care, do you split up and run 2 trucks, or always just run together?
But now we're running
Right
together.
Right now she's stuck with me.
Yeah. And I think our future plan possibly if we add another truck is Brandon and I will split up, and Brandon will go out with a worker and I'll go out with a worker, and that way there we can just kind of keep an eye on things, and we'll know that things are left to the standard that our customers are used to now. Because as we did mention in the beginning of the live video, we try to give our customers the best quality, and they do pay for that. And we don't want to be this wham bam kind of landscaping service that it's a different crew showing up every week and you don't know who you're seeing. We go out and we enjoy, when our customers come out, and we have created a relationship with our customers. We're not just there to cut their grass. Like, we know what's going on in their lives and stuff like that, and we both really enjoy it. So
I gotta be honest with you.
I think if we do split up, it's going to be to run another truck, and we split up so that we can both still oversee production.
I might shed a tear the day that happens.
Oh, please.
This is my sidekick right here.
I know.
She puts up with me. Great question, though. KLC Ken, Brandon didn't ever use a foot-pound torque wrench for inch-pound. Not ever. I'll be honest with you guys. I made that mistake. I was putting the pistons in an engine block that on an engine I was rebuilding, and I set the torque spec for foot-pounds instead of inch-pounds. And I actually snapped the connecting rod bolt right inside of the connecting rod, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. I ended up calling Ken up, and he gave me the suggestion to drill it out and have it spin its way out of the actual connecting rod itself. And luckily, I was able to do that and didn't ruin anything, but lesson learned. Make sure that when you're doing torque specs that you have the correct spec, whether it's inch or foot-pounds, because I made that mistake.
Was this the bolts that you had to pick up from him one night, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the real story behind that. I never knew why we were
Ken,
picking
you
up bolts.
exposed me.
Sometimes I ask him, and he's just like, oh no, this will be fine. But
snapped it clean off, and I was like, oh man. I had to take it all apart.
Oh, look at, even your dad just texted me. He goes, well, now the truth comes out. I asked him that when it happened, and he said no.
Yeah.
See? Brennan, the truth always prevails.
Damn you, Ken. Come on. Come on.
Thank you, Ken.
Eden Lawn Services, laugh out loud. Eden says, for the 15-year-old, let no one stop you from your dreams and goals. As a retired firefighter, I think that stands for FF, and U.S. Navy vet, go hard and go strong and always look forward. Hoorah. Yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely.
Nikki. You couldn't have put that any better. Excellent advice. Felipe says, thank you. Kenneth, the Kentucky fam, says, hello. Thumbs up. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Eden says, you are lucky. Used machines here are still big bucks. Yeah. Yeah, but deals come and go everywhere. There's deals all the time. You can find. Eden, you just bought a Super Bee for dirt cheap. You're a prime example of deals are everywhere.
I know. I've been asking Brandon. I'm like, I'm dying to know what he paid for that thing, but I didn't know.
Well, knowing Doug, he's very smart. He didn't pay much. Felipe says, I own two walkers, 99 MTGHS, 96 MTGHS, 56-inch deck, so I'm assuming that's the side discharge. My uncle has 3. Yeah. Yeah, they're addicting. KLC Ken says, no, wasn't that surprise anniversary gift you were buying Renee? Oops. Hey, I said you never made that mistake. You are the only one who owned it. Ken, you're so damn clever.
He does this all the time, Ken.
Doug, where do you live again?
He does it to himself.
Yeah. Well, hey, I make mistakes just like anybody else.
Yes, you do.
That's how you learn. I'm not perfect. All
right, let's see.
But I know after making that mistake, it won't happen again.
I have something here that your mom... Brandon and Renee, awesome live chat. Wishing both of you a healthy, happy, and prosperous business journey. By the way, shout out to Thinking Pink. Your pledge to all those who have been touched by cancer. Know you both care by honoring those who are fighting the disease or lost the battle. Thank you, Mama B.
Thanks, Mother. Yeah, by the way, guys, you know, breast cancer runs in Renee's family on her side. And Renee's grandmother has had it.
Yep.
And her aunt has had it. So, you know, we decided to dedicate this mower to breast cancer awareness and survivors, you know, and that was the whole inspiration behind the build. That's why I wear these shirts too, breast cancer awareness shirts. You know, so that was the main reason why we decided to go with the pink. Not just for the fact that we thought it would look cool, but there's a lot of meaning behind it. Anything else you want to add on that?
No. Just other than keep spreading awareness, guys, honestly. Sometimes the early detection, it's the best defense.
Yes. Yes, it is. So Eden says, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time with the H.
Awesome.
So that means it was
meant to be.
It was meant to be. And like I said, Eden, I have a little surprise that I think you might enjoy, but I can't tell you what it is. But I think you'll like it. Eden's in Idaho.
Okay.
You want to read KLC's?
Did you ever contact the guy who bought the pink mower from to show them the awesome job you guys did? We didn't. We need to reach out to him. I'm hoping I still have his contact info.
You probably wouldn't believe it's the same machine.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to try to track him down.
When I look at the video of when you first brought that thing home and I look at it now, it's hard to believe it's the same machine.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fab work.
I don't think I have his contact info. I might have to just go and knock on his door. Maybe we'll just show up with it.
Yeah, but hey, remember that?
Because he might be like, "Who are these people outside with this pink lawnmower?"
It's a prime example, guys. One guy's junk is another's treasure.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I look at the video and I'm like, I can't even believe we decided to resurrect that thing.
I was actually really nervous. Like, I wanted to do the pink, but I was also really nervous about it. And then Brandon's like, if you don't like it, we can always, just repaint it, like the regular traditional color. I was just like nervous because I'm just like, what is this going to look like when it's done? I kind of had this vision in my head, but,
Yeah, it came out nice, and the machine did have a good base. All the important parts seemed to be pretty good in it. But just looking at it, first glimpse of it, I mean, it was rusty, crusty. The pans underneath the deck were completely shot. I had to make a template and cut those out with a cutoff wheel and re-weld those in. That's a big job, A lot of fab work on the body. The body was rotted out in the back. There was a lot of time and effort put in the mower to make it look like it is now, but it is quite shocking to see the transformation.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at that video, I was like, wow, that thing was a toilet.
Mm-hmm. We kind of forgot. Like, I mean, we knew it was bad, but as you're, like, working on it, you kind of get wrapped up in it. And until we were making the final video and editing that into the final video there, comparing the footage, we were like, oh my gosh, you forget until you see it again. But we're going to read the rest of these comments here and then wrap it up for the night. It's a little past 11. We are going to work tomorrow, and our son has soccer, and
yes,
we got a full schedule tomorrow. So we are definitely going to use the suggestions that you guys gave us tonight as far as putting the WD-40 or into the leaf loader there. I want to try that out. So let's see what we have left.
Ken says cancer sucks. Yeah,
yes,
cancer does
it
suck.
does.
Cancer is awful.
Yeah.
Felipe says, what did you do to the Pink Panthers old hopper? I gave it away.
Yeah.
I put it on Facebook Marketplace for free, and someone came and got it.
Ken, I like the pink a lot. I'm glad you chose that. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you so much, Ken. Felipe
says I do too.
I do too.
Carry on number. I'm sorry, I probably just
Kirani?
totally said that wrong. I love the
sorry.
color of that beast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Grassy Lawn Care.
I bought 2 Echo 2620s for $5. Took them home, cleaned them up, and got them both running an hour. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this live. We really, really appreciate everybody that joined us tonight. I'm hoping we can make a video tomorrow, possibly. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Thank you guys so much for making our first live very comfortable and welcoming.
What an experience. You guys are awesome.
And thank you guys for all your support on the channel. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, God bless every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for all the support you've given us. Thank you so much for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. That really means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, give us some input on how many lives you guys want us to do. Whether it's one a week, one every 2 weeks, one every month, whatever. Give us the suggestions. We're going to listen to it. And whatever one has the most votes, we will decide on. But, you know, keep the comments coming, guys. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to watch our videos. We really appreciate every single one of you.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
I hope everybody has a good night and a safe night. And we'll see you on the next video.
And like I said, send me an email with your mailing addresses if you want us to send you some things.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Take care.
Bye.